Hi, I'm Kathana Koltora. I'm an Ariani wood elf. I am perhaps a bit innocent at times, but I truly believe the best of everyone. Kindness is incredibly important to me, as is helping others. That's why I started studying natural medicine. I can absolutely be stubborn, but I will do everything possible to help and protect my family, blood or otherwise.
Hi, my name is Quintessential. I can most often be found lost in thought and contemplation. I'm a Loxodon monk with a gentle disposition, a gentle giant, if you will. But don't let my calm exterior fool you. A lifetime of martial training will ensure the first time you cross my friends will be the last.
I am Redeemer, also known as XO21. I am a Warforged paladin who exudes both confidence and strength. I am driven by a desire to return to my true place in both time and space. I possess a strong sense of vengeance and justice, but often come across as unfeeling or insensitive. However, I am both loyal and caring to anyone who earns my trust.
Hi, I'm Terrace Tealeaf. Folks say I'm very intense despite my diminutive stature. Is that some kind of backhanded compliment for being so short? I'm a halfling and a druid, and I love apples. I'm curious and inquisitive, but honestly, I nix most opportunities to socialize with people. But I do have good stories to share at a campfire. I'm never far from Micah. She's a southern babook owl who travels with me. Both of us prefer the company of other animals over people.
Being the caretaker of Pocket Dimension Pie is an all-time job. No, you didn't hear me wrong. Not full-time. It's all the time. I am Ordrew, caretaker of Pocket Dimension Pie, a multi-dimensional complex station nestled within the weaves of the fabric of time, space, and reality. With the aid of PieBot, the AI and brain of Pocket Dimension Pie, our top priority is the stability and safety of the multiverse. PieBot has scanned so much log data for countless worlds, dimensions, and timelines that tend to exhibit something almost unrecognizable to their original program personality.
Hi, welcome in everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to the 9th episode of Pocket Dimension Pie. Little bit of housekeeping as normal. We as players won't be looking at chat. We love you to pieces. We will look at what you've written on break and we'll bounce off you during break as much as we can. But while we are in character, we are going to not read chat. Please do feel free to bounce off everybody else in chat, and you can roll your dice alongside us in the chat using !initiative, !perception, and so on. !D&D commands will show you what you can do alongside us. Please help us keep track of natural 20s and critical ones. And I'm going to hand over to our amazing DM, Pie Gamer, who's going to give us a little bit of a rundown of what's happened previously.
Hello. Hi. Okay, so previously, Terrace, Redeemer, and Quinn left the roof of the keep, insistent on walking instead of joining hands with Merlin for his teleportation spell. Merlin and Kathana returned to Merlin's room. Lancelot, Galahad, and Arthur set out to right the wrongs caused by Maribeth and the vampire plague elsewhere. Redeemer, Quinn, and Terrace arrived at the tavern and talked with Merlin. They all discussed different things, including Merlin's magical mystery mending mixture, and the group was given 40 enchanted cups of it. Max finally showed up at the tavern, exclaiming that everyone had left him at the top of the keep, and he went by Denolds as he didn't know where they were going. The group finally decided to call it a night to go rest and get a full rest, and pick up the trail of the Wolfclaw emblems. And as Redeemer was walking out of the room, Merlin put a hat on his head. And that's where we are. So what are you all doing?
Going to bed.
Sleeping.
Or are we
Definitely getting
waking
some
up?
rest.
Are you sure we're not waking up? Is it? Did we go to bed last time?
Are we
Is this
there
the
yet?
wake up time? I don't know.
It was just down the hall. I would say you've already slept.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
thinking
And
we were
it's
already waking up.
it's now
Okay.
morning. So
Cool.
So I'm hitting the long rest button. We have finished.
Yes.
We've woken up. Yeah. Given that you have caught us out with not getting long rests before, just
Yeah, need those long rests. I feel like when Redeemer wakes up, I say wakes up, when Redeemer breaks out of like the sentry's rest, as they stretch their arms, there's just this creaking, like a rusty creak.
Rusty.
Yesterday was rough. We fought a lot of things.
That's true. There was
lot.
a lot of fighting. Yeah,
There were
definitely
so many of them.
sore muscles today.
And then some people had to go around and bap them all like a cat and wake the rest up.
Key points from my notes were snakes, more snakes, even more snakes, and then mimics, more mimics, big mimics.
was the Chimera
Mimic.
yesterday or the day before?
Yes.
Do you mean in
Today.
game time?
In game time.
Game time. Yesterday.
It was right next to the stairway. So that was, I think the last time we slept was in the caves after Barris with her feather boa.
Yeah, I feel like it was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Because didn't we go through the whole process of meeting Maximilian, and then all the way through, like it was just a constant thing from being in the sewers, met the Chimera, got into the next room, saved.
Go ahead.
That's him. Yes, thank you very much. The blood guy, I was about to say. So saved them.
So he's known in small circles.
Yeah, exactly. Moved into the next section, and as we were leaving that, as in the next section, then we fought against turned people, and then okay, I've got the timeline. Okay, good.
Good, because I don't.
Well, I believe our plan was to go back and discuss the wolf emblem with Merlin, and also
I'm gonna get you guys to look at the Discord for a sec, because I need you to fix some settings that have changed since before we started.
oh,
Do I? Yes. Okay.
Oh, has something been adjusted? Hopefully that's a bit better. Is that a bit better?
How's that? Am I any better?
Apologies, one and all.
Okay, that's a
I
bit
don't
better.
know what happened. I didn't touch anything. Maybe I knocked it. Apologies if that's the case. It is quite sensitive. It's like quite a
You're sensitive.
hopefully not. Well, I am. Redeemer less so. But I mean, yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's a lot better. I just need to check Tazzy again.
How's mine? Did
Yours is really
did
loud.
it fix it? Really loud. Okay, we're gonna keep moving it farther away. Any better?
That did nothing.
That
It's
did
fine.
nothing.
We're just
Okay.
gonna go with it. We're just
How
gonna
about-
go with it.
Okay. All right.
May just be because you're excited and happy and loud.
Yeah.
I can whisper if that's better.
I mean, if that's what your character does, sure.
I just love that we literally sound checked for the second time tonight 10 minutes ago.
We
And
did. Can
as we
confirm.
went live, it's wrong, and I'm just like, I promise I did this. I promise.
I
promise
can only
did
imagine
this.
that I knocked it, and I apologize. So I apologize.
Move that there
you
so
go.
I can see the bar better. All right.
So if we want to go see Merlin and Shadow Ghost Mirror Merlin is in that room.
No,
Mirror
not
Merlin.
anymore.
No,
merged.
he's now gone.
Yeah.
He merged
Yes.
back in.
Oh, okay. Do we Arthur and Galahad? Do we know where they are?
I haven't
He-
seen them, I don't believe.
they go off to the
Just-
keep or something.
Well, they originally went to, I guess, the kingdom proper, and then it's been a night since then. So, no, you don't know
So
where
no.
they are.
Okay. They just
Arthur's probably just
wandered
walked up.
off.
Arthur's probably just walked up and been like, "I'm back. I'm the king. Get out my seat." Do you know? So, but yeah, okay. Oh, what was I gonna do? I'll be quiet. You guys carry on. I forgot.
Go
to-
down the hall to talk to Merlin about the White Claw.
Well, that's a question. Did we actually get any? Did we ask Merlin last time whether or not he knew what the clause may be about?
I have it down as something that we were going to be doing.
We asked Jim and Glinda because we saw the one in the pub.
And they couldn't see it. All they saw was that plaque of theirs, right?
Even when
Right, and
even when I was
Kept
touching.
moving things. Yeah.
Now,
The
when
plaque-
I
What about
when I
Riven
touched
Maxwell?
when I touched, who was it?
Me.
Was it Redeemer or was it Quinn?
It was me, I'm pretty sure.
It was
When I touched you guys, you could see it, but you have integrated is not the word I'm after.
Merged?
No,
You basically attuned to the frequency
That's
of the
it.
chrono.
attuned.
So.
There is a D&D word for this. So yeah, because I had attuned to, we've all attuned to the Chronofinder. So those of us who have attuned can see if you're touching me or I'm touching you. I'm not sure which way around that works. We can test that later.
The Sweet Caroline situation.
Bop.
Bop, bop, bop.
Yes. Touching me,
Um,
touching you.
But either way, I think the plan was to discuss with Merlin and also for Terrace to have a go at touching the symbol itself, because you hadn't done that yet.
That's the one at the bottom of the stairs that we found in the keep. That we're talking
Well, I
about?
think you were going to touch the one in the bar because you didn't actually touch the one in the bar. The plaque was removed by the people who owned the bar. They took the plaque off and it remained on the wall. So when the plaque was put back, it was there. But at the time, we wanted to go speak to Merlin. So time was of the essence, as it were. We could kind of,
But it
got
was
a few
also
things done.
it wasn't all of us, and the idea of because we've bamfed away before, I was like, if I touch this and it's just me that vanishes, that's going to be really
Yeah.
freaking bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not something that hasn't happened before. We went away without Tenu once, and then Tenu just vanished.
Walked away.
I mean, yeah, walked away. That is actually a very valid point. We should probably find Walk at some point now that we found the Arcane Core, but we will. Meanwhile,
So
Walk's
our-
player just went, wait, what? In chat. I know I'm not supposed to be looking, but he's technically
Naughty,
player.
stop looking at chat.
Well, technically, I'm looking at the player who plays the character that we're talking about.
Oh man.
That's not how this works.
I mean, they're
Okay,
my rules.
so-
I can bend them, right? No, I can't.
No.
That's the point. Hi. Right. Right. So,
Or are you all
Back
going
to
to
it.
Merlin? Or?
We've
I
all
guess.
woke up.
I think we should
Yeah.
go to Merlin, or
Yeah.
potentially Arthur.
Yeah.
But let's try Merlin first, because I feel like Merlin
Merlin's
may be a clever
findable.
one.
Merlin's
we
right
hope
there.
Merlin's findable.
Also,
Wouldn't that
we
just
know where
be-
Merlin is. He's
Do
down
we?
the hall, and
We hope.
I don't know
What
that
if you
he's
get
going to
there and
be.
He's not there.
Well, the door's there, but
well,
that
let's
we're
start by
aware
going
of.
in that room and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Like, I'm not convinced that he's going to be there because it's technically a room in the pub and wasn't supposed to be there and no one could touch the room, and the room didn't exist to certain people. So,
That was
I
the other
think
room,
after
wasn't it?
this-
That was
No, that's the other
room of
room.
the future.
so
room
Merlin's room just
always
doesn't
existed.
open.
Yeah, Merlin's room existed before the pub. They basically built the pub around Merlin's room
Oh, right, okay.
because they
That's
couldn't
right.
get into it.
So it was the
I
weird
feel
future
like
room.
it would only be fair to fill in Jim and Glenda about all of this,
Yeah,
because we have fucked around with their building a lot.
to be
Well, we
fair, we
haven't.
haven't. Their building was
We
fucked
haven't.
with before us. We just solved the puzzles.
Exactly.
It feels fair to let them know.
Well, but the thing is, we let them know about the room out of time. And
We
they
did.
didn't listen. They did.
Exactly.
They did when they looked in it, it looked normal to them. So they thought we were messing with them. So arguably, when you think about it logically, if we go and start explaining more to them, much like if we go and explain, by the way, Merlin, the very famous wizard, is in that room right there. That's why you can't get in. We just have an idea they're just going to not believe us.
Merlin, who's been missing for 150 years.
Well, I mean,
Happened to
theoretically,
find
Merlin's
in the
going to
back
come
of the
say
shop.
hi at some point.
I feel like Keithana's
It's
idea
going to be
to
in the
go
news.
let Jim and Glenda know is like if you found a speakeasy in like a hotel and you were like, this hasn't been found by anybody since like the 1940s, and you should go to tell them so they have more square footage of their building.
I just feel like they've been looking for Merlin for so long. Somebody should find out.
I
They
feel like
should
Jim
know.
and Glinda weren't looking for Merlin, though.
No,
They
they probably don't
absolutely
care about
weren't.
Merlin. They
Mhm.
probably.
Okay, fair.
They just counted it basically off as like an old storage room that doesn't get used.
So Merlin's
Well
been
fun.
missing, and Arthur has been there, but has been an evil king instead of a good king. I feel like we can just let it play out. We don't need to bring attention to it. You know, it's
Might even
fine.
cause us more grief.
Yeah, given that they haven't cared at all to now, I think it's a bad idea.
Okay. Sure.
Keithana's just having multiple people be like, no,
Don't say anything.
no.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
You're
Exactly.
trying to get out of this universe. Please stop.
I mean, technically we're not. We're going after the wolf claws instead of
Oh,
trying
that's
to
true. That's
Do you
true.
remember where all the ones that you've seen have been?
the keep,
Mhm.
like the portcullis and the pub. Was there another one?
In the room that time forgot.
There was another one in the room
Oh,
that time
I
forgot.
remember that one.
Well, that's across the
All I
hallway.
remember that hair monster. That's it.
See, I
The,
remember.
Terrifying.
I've still got
Yeah.
my really cool oversized white coat.
Yeah, the television was broken and had one on it.
Hmm.
I feel like the DM is giving us a hint. We should go to Merlin first.
Can somebody
Not
write
giving you a
that
hint,
down?
just
That it was
just
on
letting
the
you know
TV.
that's part of it.
I was about to write down that the DM's giving us a hint. We should go to Merlin first. Instead of the actual thing. I feel like I'm not the note taker for this session.
Right, so the plan is to go speak to Merlin first then. Let's Redeemer will lead the way down the corridor and will attempt to gain access to Merlin's room.
What do you want to do?
Knock on the
Start by
door
knocking.
to not
Okay.
be rude. I believe there's a knocker, is that right? There's a
Mhm.
like a lion's head knocker?
So are you using the knocker, or are you just knocking with your fist?
I'd use the lion head knocker
Okay.
if it's a knocker.
Are we all with you?
Well,
Yes.
I walked forward. If you followed me, you followed me.
Okay, thought I'm
so
following you.
as you use the knocker, it, I guess, kind of glows, and the door opens, and you basically see where it looks like it was a dark room. All of a sudden, it kind of lights up a little bit, as if sunlight were coming in. However, there are no windows to the room. No actual windows. They're all magically enchanted.
Right. And do I see Merlin inside?
So Merlin's at his desk, as he almost always is. But on Merlin's bed, you notice Max.
Oh,
And Merlin turns around and is like, "Oh, welcome back. You seem to have forgotten your new compatriot."
Oh! Maximilius. Not
Not
the vampire
Maxwell.
hunters.
No.
Right.
not the
How
horse from
dressed is
Tangled.
everybody?
that
How
again?
dressed is
When you
everyone?
When you said on Merlin's bed is and pause, I was like, what scandal are we about to find out?
Yeah,
And
but
the
then he
answer
said
is
Max.
Arthur, no.
Well,
And
I
now
was-
I
I
need
was-
to know more.
but I'm like, okay, what state of dishevelment is Maximilius in?
Yeah, exactly. And the bed and Merlin.
Merlin.
Tell me everything.
So Max is just sleeping. He's he's been out and about in sewers
Rode
and
hard,
stuff.
put away wet.
This is his first time actually sleeping in a bed in 150 years. So he went to sleep. Everybody forgot him. He just went to bed.
Did we forget him? Or did he just not come walking with me?
He was just in the room. Everybody left, and then he was just like, "Okay."
All right. Well, I mean, logically,
so
you would
he's
think
a
he'd follow
doormat.
along, but
Now we know he's a doormat and a wet blanket, and we need to carry him along like a pet. Okay. Fine.
Well, you have to remember he didn't share the room with you guys previously. He didn't even know if you guys had a bed for him.
Yeah, but we said, do you want to join us? And he said yes. And
Right.
then we all said, okay, we're going to bed, and headed towards the door.
Did you?
The fact that he didn't join us means that he doesn't feel emotionally like part of the group yet, and we need to keep an eye on that.
Did you? Okay. So.
Oh, sorry. I would like to know if Tazzy is a teacher or a counselor at this point.
Both? How much teaching have you done? Because there's a lot of therapy involved in that.
I normally just
There's
do
a
one-off
lot
classes,
to
not
that.
full-day stuff, so we're fine.
Yes. No, there's a lot of okay, how are we feeling today? Yes, I see. Those are very big feelings. We don't hit people when we have big feelings. What else can we do about our big feelings?
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, well, Redeemer innocently believes that Max is asleep while everybody else has their thoughts about it. And
I
Redeemer
don't know
was
if Keithana thinks this, but Tazzy certainly does.
and Redeemer will walk in the room. And is Max still asleep? Sorry.
Yeah, he's sacked out. He again walked from the keep to Denald's and then to the tavern. So, yeah.
Tired froggy. Okay. Okay. So Redeemer will quietly walk over as best as they can to Merlin and just bend over, kind of a 90, just at the hips, just bend down to talk into Merlin's ear and not lower their voice at all, but almost emulate a whisper without lowering the volume, and say, "We need to discuss the claws, the wolf claws." Does that? I don't know if that's loud enough to wake up Max, but that.
So first off, are you wearing the hat?
Yes.
Okay.
Redeemer would not take the hat off. Has the direwolf cloak over with the hat on top as well.
So he kind of looks at you quizzically, and he just goes, wolf claws? What wolf claws?
Yeah, wolf claws. So there's one in the main part of the pub, and there's another one in the weird room that time doesn't work right in, and there's another one in the portcullis entering the city, and then there's another one at the bottom of the keep. Wolf claws.
Wait, does Merlin? I cannot remember. Did we discuss the room out of time with Merlin's
Oh, we may have.
alternative?
Mm.
If we did, then Merlin would know what I was about to then explain about the room. But if Merlin already knows, then I don't need to explain.
I think we would have, right?
I think we did, because I think we came to this room after that event.
Yeah.
We definitely
this
came to this room after.
Yeah, but I don't
But
think
I
we actually had enough
don't-
time in this room to ask him. We were
We
kind of
asked him a
asking
lot
all of the
about-
other questions.
Hmm.
Listen, that was literal months ago.
I don't
Does
think we
DM
did.
Brain remember?
I'm checking because I don't remember anyone
Yeah.
mentioning the room at a time.
Does
to-
anyone have time to go watch some
Merlin?
pods?
No, was that a VOD or was that pre?
It would have been a VOD.
There are
Pretty
clips
sure-
of me talking about fire, and we had fire before we met Merlin. It was in this room. That
No, the
fire
fire was
monster.
Merlin. The fire monster was Merlin.
Right, but it was before we like chatted with Merlin. It was like
I'm pretty sure that
before
the
we
time,
entered.
the room out of time was Waken's first game, which was the game before we went live.
All right. Okay, that would kind of make sense.
Right. So if we told Merlin about
It
the
would be in
room out
episode
of
1.
time,
Yep.
right?
Got you.
Given what I've got here, we have not spoken to Merlin about it.
Yeah, because basically once you got into the room, you had the issue with the falling into the pit, and then
Fire,
getting through
monster
that.
fire.
And then once you got through that, you asked questions about the Grail and Galahad and what's going on and
Yeah.
so on.
Mm.
And then we did the thing with Quinn, where I used Divine Sense on Quinn. Quinn drank from
Yeah.
the cauldron. Merlin took notes in the leather-bound book. We found out Merlin, the real Merlin, was only a few days away, and we had a map. There was a map there, I believe, that Merlin had, which was showing the surrounding area and such. And that's all I have. So we did not discuss. Russo Redeemer would recall that they did not discuss this, and then would ask if they've ever tried to enter the room opposite, because it's opposite and down the hall, right? So you come out, go left, go along a bit,
Right.
enter, right?
Yeah, it's basically out. It's like diagonal from it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So there
the
is a
bookmark
room.
couldn't leave the room anyway, so
That's true. That's true, actually. So yeah, logically, I would have thought that, I suppose. Okay. Well, in that instance, you've already told Merlin about where the locations of the claws are, right? That's what Terrace just explained. So, I guess, did we check the room recently that it hasn't returned back to being a normal room?
No, you have not been to the room since you tried to show Glenda.
no, we were focused on trying to find Merlin.
Apologies, everyone. This is kind of a recollection episode for all of us. At
I mean, I feel like all of us need it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Okay.
Because I think this
All right,
happened
well.
a year ago.
We have not been playing for a year.
No, not
6
not
months.
until
About 6 months, maybe.
I'm pretty sure we
Well,
started playing
this
June,
group,
July.
I think it's like I want to
That new
say
year. I think
start
pretty
of
much started.
or the end of May.
because we went
maybe.
live in October.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So I think we started June, July.
Wow.
That's so
That's a while
long.
ago. That is a while.
Which means
ago.
Waken joined us in September.
Was it September? Wow. Okay.
Because I was
Didn't realize it was that
grassroots
long ago.
when our first episode went
That's
live. And that was
true.
October.
That is true. It's true.
So Merlin looks at Terrace and goes, can you describe it?
I mean, it's like an engraving, and it's slightly green, if I remember correctly. Slightly green.
They're different colors depending
Oh.
on which one you see. So,
Oh, I never
well,
noted that down.
hell, I haven't taken those notes.
No. I
Aren't we
Was
a
the-
great group?
Okay, so the portcullis one at the very beginning of the city when we first came in, that one I think was green. Because that's the one I
sorry, you
remember.
cut out.
That's the one of the portcullis I think is the green one, right?
I think that one was purple. I think the one in the
Keep is green. Am I remembering that because it's the most recent?
I think so.
Okay. So, the one of the portcullis is purple, and then the one in the keep, like right at the bottom of the stairs where there's this weird bit and like a cage, that one's green. And then the one in the pub is
We'll just say orange. I didn't get it.
is
on the
orange, and then the one across the hallway in the next room is
color. We'll say red.
red. And they look like a wolf claw, and they're like engraved? Question mark?
DM
So-
fill in the blanks.
So basically it looks like if somebody, I guess, almost like a steel plate, but it's in the shape of a wolf claw, and it's got the outlines for the shape, and then it's just slightly raised more than whatever the underlying material is.
So it's like a big metal plaque and it's slightly embossed. And it's really funky looking, but I'm the only one that can see it. Unless I touch you, if you're attuned to this. And I pull out the chrono finder and hold it up and then put it back in my pocket.
And when Terrace does that, Redeemer will instinctively take a step away from Terrace.
Merlin reaches out his hand and he goes, Can I see that?
Only if you give it back. Promise me you'll give it back.
Yeah, he I promise I will definitely turn it to you.
Merlin touches it and disappears.
That's what I'm half expecting.
He takes it, he licks the back of it.
No,
He goes,
what?
It's not the magic I'm aware of, but it does seem to be magic attuned.
and he hands it back to Terrace.
She's like,
Tazzy
rubs
is gonna
it,
tell him off.
rubs it dry on like her hip, and then puts it back in her pocket.
We don't lick things.
I just brushed my teeth. It's fine.
I mean, snakes smell with their tongue. Are you a snake?
Did you know that the housefly tastes with its feet?
I feel like butterflies do
just-
as well.
Starts writing it down.
Can you show me where one is?
Sure.
Really close, yeah.
Which one do we want to go to?
The
Do
closest
we want
one
to blow
would
his
be in that
mind
room.
with the room out of time?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he can answer some more questions for us. Why
Mhm.
not?
This way.
Listen,
And I turn.
Let's break
and I go
something.
that way.
Well, to our understanding, it's
let's
this
break
is-
something like his brain.
This is yeah. Okay.
So you
So I go to the
you're-
door.
You're in the hall. You're at the door. What do you want to do?
Oh,
Open
did
it?
Merlin follow? Because if Merlin followed, I'm going to go,
He's
this one!
he's behind you.
And then I look at everyone and I'm going to go, everyone ready?
Yep.
And I grab the handle, turn it, and open the door.
You hear some commotion behind you, and it's just Max, and he's like, "Arrgh!"
We left
He, like,
Morning,
behind
Max!
Looks and he's like, oh my god! Oh! They got so many barrels in here.
the Harolds.
The room is not the
And-
room, is it?
Merlin
Oh,
looks in, he's like,
interesting.
I always wondered where they stored all these barrels.
Redeemer will.
So Merlin sees, not Merlin, Max sees the other dimension of Merlin's room.
no,
No,
he's,
no,
he's-
this is the
he's
room that
looking
we're
into
going
The
Oh,
room that
what
you
do we
have to go
see?
into. Just barrels.
We just
Barrels
see barrels.
and like, yeah. It just looks like a storeroom, just like it did the last time you were in.
I take the chrono finder out
Fascinating.
and I shake it. And I tap it.
Do you do a little dance with it?
This is where it starts beeping.
Make a little groove.
Picking up pace as it beeps.
My
It starts
dude,
doing
you're
the
okay?
Simon do.
Hello?
Are you in
Is
the
there
room?
still? I was
Or
going to
are
say,
you
is there
still
still
on
that
the outside of it?
resistance at the door, or?
I suppose when I did that, I probably would have reached out to the doorway.
Okay. So it's just the room, but are you going to walk into the room? Like, look around.
Last time we threw an apple in is what Redeemer will say to Terrace.
That's a good point. I grab my bag and I rummage through it and I find a really beaten up apple that has been thrown into multiple spaces. And I throw the apple into the room.
That poor apple.
So it it lands, it bounces, but it makes like a squishing kind of noise as it's an old, beaten up apple, and it
That
just
old?
rolls to a stop.
It's only a couple of days.
But we see it?
Slightly bruised.
Because I'm pretty sure the last time we threw something in there, we heard it, but we didn't see it. Was
No,
that right?
we saw it.
Saw
It
it
was
decay.
just frozen. Yeah, decayed.
It decayed, yeah.
That's
Because,
right. Yeah.
when I threw a weapon in there, it rusted, right?
Hmm.
If I remember rightly.
Mm.
Which is why I didn't do that this time, and I pointed out the apple thing.
No, the weapon didn't rust. It got pulled in by the rope.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought it rusted.
which
Apologies.
is why you tried to put, I guess, an apple inside of a tankard and put it in to see if it would keep it from.
Was the apple in the tankard or was the cheese in the tankard? I felt like the cheese was in the tankard.
May have been cheap.
I love that this matters.
These things are important.
We're trying to do science and it's not going well.
So the apple is fine, aside from
Apart from being squishy.
yeah.
But
Okay.
it's squishiness that it came out of the backpack with and or received from the throw.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, I have a theory.
Could it be bunnies?
I don't know. But I kind of don't want to do this on my own. And I put my hand out to Kithana,
I hold your hand.
and I lead you into the room.
Let's go.
Does it change? Is there any resistance
Um,
going through the doorway?
No resistance on the doorway.
Any alteration?
That was weirdly specific. No resistance on the doorway. What?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no resistance. Sorry,
Nothing changed?
needed more clarification. Nope, nothing changed. I guess now you're probably midway into the room.
About
Are you
2
holding
feet,
Chrono
about
Finder?
2 paces in. Like 2 halfling paces
Okay.
in.
Are you holding your chrono
I-
finder?
Yes. I have the chrono finder in
Uh,
one hand and Kithana's hand in the other hand.
Where are you looking?
Towards wherever the
I
wolf
go look to where the
was.
TV was. Yeah, that thing.
Okay. So for like a split second, you see the outline of the room, and you see the wolf claw emblem. But when it disappears, the wolf claw emblem's still there.
Did Kithana see it as well?
What
Okay,
about
so we've
us?
established it's you and not Quinn that one needs to touch.
I figure it's whoever's holding the chrono finder.
Yeah,
I have an
was gonna
idea.
say-
I have an idea. And I turn around. Hey, Redeemer, Quinn, if you guys come into the room, I'm gonna press the button.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Oh, should Max come too, just in case?
Well, Redeemer was going to usher Max in first before
He just
walking
like
in the room.
picks up Max, pats him over his shoulder.
You're coming
I mean, in
with us
that
this time.
particular case, I suppose Merlin should probably come as well.
Dead
As
or
much of
alive,
a
you're
real
coming with
frog,
me.
as much of a real frog as Max may or may not be in terms of structure, I can only imagine a Muppet because of the voice you used.
To be honest,
He's
that
permanently
is
made of
exactly.
cells.
Yeah, it's exactly.
When you're
how I
like, you
imagine
pick him
Max.
up, and I'm like, felt legs dangling, right? Like that's what's happening here.
I just imagine like a human-sized version of that. That's what I'm. That's what
Yes.
I'm imagining.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
skinny
Yeah.
legs and all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just like, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, I assume Merlin is in. Where is Merlin? Are they just standing next to us?
Yeah. You're all just in the middle of the room.
Oh right. Okay. So we've all entered. Okay.
Okay.
Go on. I was about to. Sorry. What about this? And I'll hold up the
the Arc Runestone, but away. So just be like,
Notice that
hold
I've
it up
moved
at a
away.
distance. Yeah. Are we
Okay,
gonna
so
do anything
the
with this,
setup
or
is
just
is the setup we're in the room but we're not touching? Like we're not holding hands or like trying to be a group, we're just in the room together?
yeah?
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking if I go on one end and Redeemer goes on the far end, or whoever is linked, so that you're as far away from the Chrono Finder as possible. But
Mm.
Okay. Do you want me to continue to hold the Arc Runestone, or shall I? Pop it
maybe
down?
not in your hand. Maybe put it in your bag.
Redeemer looks around for
Do
a
you
bag.
have a bag? Right.
Redeemer has no bag.
You have no bag and no
It-
pockets.
Are there any pockets in the direwolf cloak that I have?
No, because it's just a pelt.
I figured as much. Yeah, it's just a pelt. That
Wolves
basically
don't
has-
come. If it were a
Um,
kangaroo pelt, on the other hand,
Or any marsupial will do.
sure. Yes.
Redeemer will just like pop it on their shoulder. Just leave it on top of their shoulder.
Quinn will hold out his bag as an offering, like seeing that Redeemer is like looking for somewhere to put it, he like holds out his bag as an option.
Oh, great idea,
Um,
Quinn. Fantastic. And Redeemer
Your
will just-
bag is
pop it in.
absolutely full of Merlin's
Jello shots.
Merlin's magical mystery.
No,
mending
they're not
mixture.
jello
I didn't-
shots. There's no gelatin in them. If you put gelatin in them, it's bad.
That's right.
I'm
Gelatin is
just
bad.
saying, my
I
inventory
thought-
says 12 Merlin potion magic Jello shots.
Yeah, I thought we split them. Like I didn't.
Yeah, there's 42
Uh,
in
you-
total.
you- them?
You each have 10, and they're the size
Okay,
of a cup.
and that
It was 10 plus 2,
that fills-
according to my notes from last week. Last fortnight. 10 plus... 10 each plus 2.
And what size were they? Did you say?
Depending on how many hands.
the size of a cup, which makes sense,
Mhm.
which means my bag is full. Okay.
Okay. Anyone else? Right. Is there anything in the room?
I mean, your
that
bag
could
is full, but
use?
what about pockets? Do you have pockets?
I'm not sure my
That's a
robes
good question.
would.
Is there anything in the room I could use
Probably.
to create a small satchel or a bag out of?
I
and
have
get
an
the cloth I
idea.
could wrap in something?
I have an idea! And I reach into the
Um,
bottom of my pack and I grab out the big white lab coat. She doesn't know it's a lab coat, but it's a lab coat. She kept it. It was cool looking. It's way too big for her. It probably fits a Redeemer. But it's got pockets.
The gang spends 4 hours finding pockets.
Right. Is it? Could Redeemer wear the lab coat?
You could, but it's tight.
Right.
So yes, you can, but
There is a
it
real
looks
chance
like
I could
a,
rip
uh,
this.
Is it tight the way that people will say, like, oh, that outfit is tight?
It is tight like a turtleneck is tight. So
So Redeemer's
What
gonna
about
look
if
like
what
that
about
guy.
if Keithana wears it?
I put it on.
It's probably way too big for Keithana. It's a human-sized thing, right?
I feel like that Keithana is human-sized.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
Keithana
Character's
is.
little. Keithana is
Oh.
human-sized.
For some reason, I thought Keithana was tiny. My
Candy
bad.
is not human-sized, but Keithana is.
Maybe that's the difference. Maybe
No,
that was where I messed
So
up.
I'm 3 foot. I'm pretty sure Keithana is like 5'5".
Oh, I thought Keithana
What's
was
that,
in the
5'5",
4 foot
5'6",
region.
something like that.
Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry.
Also,
Yeah,
are you
because
like
Redeemer's just
are you
extra
an elf
tall.
or a half elf?
I am. My
elf,
size is
wood elf,
medium. I'm
right?
5'2".
It's a wood
Yeah,
elf.
I'm a wood elf.
Aaron-
Irani wood elf.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay, apologies. I misunderstood.
So it fits, but it is a bit loose, and it's just because it is what's his name?
Bob?
The-
Bill?
The scientist. I am
Yeah.
trying to remember what
Hang
his
on,
name
I
is.
wrote it down.
Wasn't it a
once
lady scientist?
Mm-mm.
Arnie, the scientist. You know, it was built for someone who was massive.
Barbara.
That's the. Alright.
Can't think of a movie where Arnold was a scientist now. I'm trying to think. I'm sure it exists.
That's sewers.
I feel like
Why? Why? The door locked. Griv and Max outside. There's a bookmark.
His name was Professor Benjamin Bargain.
Ben.
Oh,
Bargain
right.
bin.
Because I was like, oh, it's not Benjamin Button.
Because it's bargain bin. Right, yep.
Oh my god.
That's what his
Is that what it is?
key card said.
Yep.
Bargain, comma, bin.
Oh my god. Can't.
Look, you found him in a soup in the pot on the stove.
That's true.
I had to put
That's
some
true.
lightheartedness into that.
That's
So-
true. That was
That's
pretty
true.
grim.
We did find him in soup.
That was pretty grim. I forgot about the scientist soup. Yeah.
I also, yeah.
I mean, you didn't remember about the vaccine being in the toilet?
No, I did remember the thing in the toilet. That was
That's
like a
what I
lady scientist
remember.
who made it.
Yep.
That's the
Oh.
only thing I remember about this room.
Yeah, I
And the
remember
hair
the lab
monster.
coat because I really liked the lab coat, but it was just like it hung.
See, I was hoping to see someone draw like a Bearus MD, like a big bear wearing a
God,
white lab
yes.
coat,
Do you want me to draw it?
Um,
Like,
Well, I did sketch something like that earlier,
please,
but
we
it's
love the
terrible,
idea of
so-
fan art. Feel free to fan art
Yes.
for us. There is a whole blank section in our ad break where you can have your fan art on a reel. Please don't leave it up to me because it will never get done. All right, hang on. Bearus MD. Far out. We can't have all of the fan art being me, especially if it's drawn by me. Please no.
Well, after you suggested the Redeemer wear, I now have an idea for a Redeemer MD with a direwolf cloak and a wizard's hat. So it's going to be quite the outfit.
I grabbed my cloak and wizard hat.
And a
Um,
giant sword on their back as well. And it's not pulsating
Yet.
yet. Maybe later.
I need some action for that to
It
happen.
depends. It depends what Max is doing in bed with Merlin.
Oh dear. Redeemer would have started looking around the room to see if there was anything to make a makeshift bag out of, but then Terrace produced this jacket with, I assume,
Pockets.
a pocket.
Multiple
Oh,
pockets.
multiple
It has
pockets?
multiple pockets. It has a breast pocket and it has 2 hip pockets. I know because I remember going through them when I found the code. These are the weird things I remember.
I'm trying really hard to leave breast pocket alone.
What?
That's what it's called.
It is called
I
a breast
know.
pocket.
I know. And I've thought it was unfortunate for like the last many, many years.
Hashtag no age chat. All right. Well,
Just to clarify something, Merlin didn't sleep. He's been focused doing research.
Oh, for fuck's
He-
sake, Merlin!
He uses magical Ritalin. So
We should hurry things along. Is that what you're getting at?
actually, we should take an ad break. On that joke, please say someone clipped it.
Sure.
We are going to take an ad break. So we have scheduled ads once an hour. We are not on screen while the ads are playing because that's not fair. We want to keep making sure that our content is accessible to everybody. So please take a break, have a stretch, grab yourself a fresh drink, do some self-care, take your meds if it's that sort of time, and we will see you guys when we come back. Hi, welcome back, everybody. I'm gonna hand us back over straight away to Pi.
Back to me. Okay. So you're in the room that went weird with time a while back. For you, this would be about 2 days.
Yeah.
So you're all spread apart. Terrace is
Just
in
hang
one
on.
corner
Yesterday
of the
was the
room.
sewers.
Mm-hmm.
We slept in the sewers yesterday. No, last night we slept in our beds. The night before we slept in the sewers, and the night before that we slept in our beds. So it was
So
day before yesterday.
3-ish days.
Yeah.
Wait, did we have a long rest in the sewers? I thought we had a short rest. in
No,
the
we had a
sewers.
long rest.
You had a long rest
at
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 a long
the
rest.
campsite.
Oh, okay, interesting.
After I found the boa constrictor as a boa,
That's right.
and I
you wore it
like
as a scarf.
I snake whipped the vampire spawn.
That's right.
You whipped
did,
your
yeah.
hair both back and
I
forth.
whipped my snake back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's gonna count as a red song, isn't it?
Yeah. Pretty much. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So currently everyone's spread apart. Terrace is on one corner, Redeemer's on the other.
Well, whoever is
Um,
holding the arc rune core, that's Tazzy because she's got the
The lab
Has
coat
she-
with the pockets. Yes.
yeah. So
Has
Kithana's on the
Redeemer
end.
given Kithana it? Okay.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, Redeemer was originally looking for something to make like a makeshift holder, but then you presented the jacket, so I assumed Kithana would go on the end.
Oh,
Um,
otherwise, you could just like. Is it a 90s thing? Is it an 80s thing when you tie a flannelette jacket around your, like,
Oh
Your
yeah.
waist.
tie the flannel around
Yeah.
your waist? You could just tie the lab coat around your waist and gain the pockets that way.
Whatever needs to be done. Would Kithana prefer to wear the jacket, or shall I wear it like a belt?
I cannot begin to tell you how few shits Kathana gives.
So we got two characters who are very like whatever. Like Redeemer's literally been spending like a day just holding on to this device. Just holding it, just walking around with it in the hand.
Does Redeemer seem like I need a place to put this down and I don't know what to do with it, or does Redeemer seem to have like emotionally bonded with holding on to this and is like sort of clutchy about it?
Redeemer's just
I don't
holding
know
it
what to
because
do
it
with my
seems
hand.
useful. Exactly.
Okay.
Redeemer's just holding on to it because it seems very important to what we need, and has no pockets or bags or anything. So
All right.
it's just
I'm
looking
gonna
after
help you
it. But
tie this thing around your waist so you can put it in a pocket.
right,
You
there
can
go.
hold it.
Okay. There you go. Sorted. Right, so Redeemer will be on the end then, on the opposite end. And when Redeemer touches whoever is standing next to them, is there any reaction with regards to the Chrono Finder or the Arc Rune Store? Rune Store? It's a store now.
Core.
Yeah, it's a big old
Core.
store.
Like Apple
I know,
Core.
but I said store, but now it's a store. So we're going to go in the store and see if we can buy something before we leave.
It's a long way to the shop
It's
if you want
wall
a
to
sausage
wall
roll.
arc rune cores. No.
Just
Um,
Gift shop, gift shop, gift shop.
So did everybody basically link hands from one side of the room to the other side of the room?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Guardians of the Galaxy, where they all kind of touch each other in different ways, and they like reach out and they slam their hands on each other's shoulders, kind of
Yeah.
like as power surges through? I kind of imagine that situation.
So essentially, Redeemer versus Terrace is Rocket and Groot.
Yeah. There you go. So we're all going along in a group. So I guess Terrace is there, like holding on to maybe Quinn's hand, like reaching up. You know, like when Rocket reaches up and grabs hold of the finger.
Well, if Keithana's not doing the thing, I'm either holding Merlin's hand or Max or
Keithana's
Keithana or whoever. Like
Whoever's
I'm not
next to you,
fussed,
yeah.
but I was holding Keithana's before.
Okay. There we go. Well, yeah. Okay, well, that's fine. Then we'll do that route. It doesn't really matter what the order is, but we're all standing.
Well, I
in
mean,
line.
maybe it does.
Well, we don't think it matters, but Vine might
That's
have
true.
other
Have you met our
ideas.
DM?
Let's find out what happens after we all, in a line, almost,
All right.
up.
So I have the Chrono Finder in this hand, and I have.
I
Merlin?
went to go help him, and I guess I'll come back and hold your hand again.
Maybe Max steps in, or Merlin, or
so-
Quinn.
Max and Merlin both like see what's going on. They just kind of like grab Kathana's hand and then Merlin's hand, and then Merlin kind of reaches out for whoever's next.
I'll grab Merlin's hand.
Grab Merlin
There you go.
and Merlin's hand. That sounds dodgy.
Mm.
I see how it is. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
And then, just to be awkward, Redeemer will face the opposite direction to everybody else and use their left hand to grab on and hold the Arc Rune Store out the other way.
Okay. So you see the room briefly. The emblem is basically lit up like it was. And then you see Merlin just get like shot across the room out the door, and you all kind of see like your vision starts to go purple. And as that happens, you see Merlin get up, and you can't hear what he's saying, but he kind of mouths red eyes, and he has just like a just face full of panic, and everything goes black.
Yeah. When you asked if we were all holding hands, I thought that was going to happen.
What happened to Max? Is Max still with us?
We don't
He's
know.
holding
Everyone's got the
hands.
black, right? Are we unconscious?
He's holding
or
hands
something?
with us.
Well, I was
So-
holding Merlin's hand, so
Are we conscious? Because you said it's all gone black, but
So basically, a feeling as if falling in a dream hits all of you. Your sight slowly comes back, and the room is clinically sterile with a grayish purple hue, polished stone slab flooring. There's runes carved into the flooring, and the walls emit like faint glow. You can see monitors on and other equipment that cover almost every inch of this room. And a large command center is set up in the northernmost wall.
we
In the middle
recognize this place.
is this giant. It almost looks like a lift, but it doesn't have there's no room for it. It's just like a railing that goes around the lift.
Mm.
wait. So are we on the lift? Sorry.
Are we back
Is
at
this Pocket Dimension Pie?
This is Pocket Dimension Pie.
Yeah,
God
that's why I asked if
damn
we
it!
recognize the place.
So did we
Did
see
Max
the red?
come with us?
Oh, go on.
So you hear a familiar voice that just goes, "Welcome back, adventurers. I see you were successful on your retrieval of the Arc Rune Core. It appears you have a new companion, and
Thank
have
God.
had
God.
2 members depart. Ordrio must have done this at some point."
Well, at least we kept Max.
Wait. Terrace is looking around. First thing that she's looking for is Mikey here. Second thing she's looking for are both Tenu and Wok.
So the only, I guess, member that you see besides your current group is Max, Ordrio. There's someone at the Sabaro pizza shop that's in part of Pocket Dimension Pie. And that's about it.
So I look at Audrio. Audrio, what happened to Wok? What happened to Tenu?
Hazzy wants pizza, but
So Ordrio just kind of looks a bit confused, but then goes, I must have sent him back at some point.
you don't seem confident enough in what happened for me.
So he explains that basically time's different in Pocket Dimension Pi. Just an external planes. Anytime someone shows up, they could be from the past, present, or future.
Redeemer
So-
still got the Arc Rune store, right? Rune core, sorry. I
Yeah.
keep saying store. What's
You
the
do.
matter with my brain? It's a core. It's not a store. It's a core. It's a core, not a store. Right, okay. Anyway, I've still got it. Okay, cool. That's it. That's all I wanted to ask. Sorry, Karen.
So the way that it works for Ordrio is you could be from any point in time. He could be from any point in time, since Pocket Dimension Pi, I guess, has
Exists
its own
outside?
timeline outside and inside. So it's a bit weird.
Wibbly
say
wobbly and or timey wimey.
Absolutely.
Time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so. Which means that time in a Sabaro is probably going to be completely whack.
Pretty much.
So,
So now what?
what about... I have so many questions.
Like, I don't even know where to start.
Well, Redeemer will just cut in and say, okay, well, what did anyone make out what Merlin said just before they were ejected from the room? They
Something
looked
about-
very afraid.
Something
Red
about
eyes.
cherry pies.
No, it was red eyes. It was red eyes. It was like the thing that,
That I saw.
yeah, you and I think Quinn and,
Yep.
the woman... No, Merlin said it before.
Yeah.
Maybe... No, Arthur said it. It was Arthur. And, I turned to
Maribeth?
Max. Yeah, Maribeth. But I turned to Max and I go, when they got you to drink from the Grail and everything went pear-shaped, the red eyes thing was about that. Because Maribeth made the comment about the red eyes and what I think was driven by the red eyes.
Okay. Are the red eyes associated with everything that we do in regards to Pocket Dimension Pi? And
Well,
Redeemer
only
will
with-
gesture around them.
only with Camelot, I think. Audrio,
Hmm.
do you know what they're talking about with the red eyes?
So Max is getting up and he looks around and immediately vomits. He's
Fair.
he's just like, where the heck are we? And
A great question.
Prestidigitation. Max is now clean.
um
Very
It's
good
alright,
of
mate.
you.
It's not the greatest.
Drew looks at you with quite a bit of concern. He's like, did you say red eyes?
Mhm. Yep.
This is worse than I thought. And he starts to put in stuff in a data pad. And he asks, "Do you who has the Arc Rune core?"
Redeemer will present the Arc Rune core and just hold it out. Won't say it.
Like, hey, Piebot, can you get that? And you just see like this like snaking like mechanical arm come out, grab it, and then take it back, and it installs into the setting, kind of in the middle, and so you see like a red glow flow from the setting all the way down to the floor, and then all of the runes that are on like the walls and the floor and everything glow like a slight red from that.
The red
yeah, it
eyes that
was-
we saw. Go on. Sorry. Oh, I was just going to ask, with regards to the red eyes that we saw, did they have a particular shape, or I can't remember what the description of the shape was, or was it just seeing a pair of red eyes, like as in human eyes, humanoid eyes?
They
Or just
they
glowing
were like
orbs?
glowing red eyes, basically just like the outline of like this area of
Right.
like someone's face.
Okay.
But obviously not normal, like
a humanoid is more what I was
Yeah.
getting at, rather than it potentially being like, you know, two floating orbs, which we
Right.
interpreted as eyes. I guess the word I'm looking for is it not something that's open to interpretation, and we are seeing what looks like two eyes that glow red?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Sorry. For my notes.
No, you're good.
Okay, so you obviously know about the red eyes. I have another question, Audrey, before we move on to another subject. Wolf claws in metal, different colors, but like an embossed metal plate with a wolf claw emblem. Mean
Wolf
anything
claws.
to you?
Wolf claws. Nothing I've seen. I'll have Bybot take a look. So he starts typing stuff into his data pad, just to kind of get that search going.
I'm gonna look around on the floor. Is my apple here?
The one from the room?
The one that I threw into the room, yeah.
No, it's not there.
The squishy apple.
It's not squishy, it's just a little bit bruised. It's still good. Just because something's broken doesn't mean it's no good.
Keithana reaches into her pack and finds an apple to offer you to make up for the
I
other
have
one.
other apples, Keithana, thank you though. It was just
Okay.
feels a little bit wasted. I'm not a fan of
Okay.
wasting food.
You hear from the Sabaro. I'll take it.
How distant is it? Can I toss it over there? Will it...
You could throw it with a good dex check. Just roll a dex check.
Oh, okay. This character's better at it.
That was almost
do you recognize-
amazing.
It gets to the location, but it basically just hits the glass, and you just see like it bounce off, and there's just rows of pizza behind the glass.
I
Do
go
we
over there
recognize-
and pick up the apple and hand it to the guy.
So he
The...
reaches out and he's like, "Oh hey, I'm Clark. Thanks. This is great."
Hey, Clark. Keithana. Can I have some pizza?
Yeah, there's plenty. And he just like takes out like, he doesn't even ask you what type you want. He just puts like 3 different types on like the small plate that they give you at Sabaro.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
like these 3 massive pieces of pizza just on a small plate. He's like, "Yeah, just be careful with that. Don't drop it."
I hold it with 2 hands.
As this is Redeemer's first time here, like physical time being here, Redeemer will just wander the room and just take in the various bits of technology and such. So Redeemer will be doing the kind of just looking around, really.
Compared to the tech that you're from with your civilization, this looks like if somebody took like a CRT TV and just retrofitted it with like an LED like screen. So it looks like older tech, but it still kind of fits that like new. You're like, oh yeah, okay, I get where they were going with this. It's not super impressive to you, but you're like, oh, I'm glad that they're better than what I expected.
Better than Camelot. Okay, great. Thank you
Look,
very
the
much.
food at the Holy Gr'Ale was amazing.
Couldn't tell you. Didn't eat a bite.
That's not my fault.
We had a whole conversation about this, Redeemer.
Speaking of, I still have my care package from Path. And I'm gonna just get a little bit of that out and just quietly.
Oh, we're not going to see Path again, are we?
Well, that's actually an interesting question. This is one of the reasons why I asked about the red eyes and whether we thought they were perhaps linked to Camelot or not. Because if it is linked to Camelot, perhaps we need to return to that.
Well, that was why I
time
was
and
asking
place.
about the wolf claw emblems, because I was like, maybe the two things are linked. But also,
Yeah.
Audrio, is it possible to keep a note of where we were so that maybe we could go back again? Because you've got that control, right? Once we get all the cores?
So he kind of smirks a little bit. He's like,
We're not quite there with the functionality. Right now, I can basically pull you back here, but I can't really choose where you go quite yet. Once we get the other cores and everything, we should be able to get everything back to where you could. Yes.
Could you take a note of where we were? Because I feel like we're
hey,
not.
Bybot, bring up the coordinates of where they were, and it's like if somebody sent you like a drunk text. It tells you kind of what's going on, but it's still kind of like broken. He kind of looks at it. He's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna need more cores, but I'm pretty sure we can pull it from the fragmented data.
Good. That means we can go and visit Path again and get some more cheesecake. Because that was nice. It was good cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
Cheesecake. We don't have cheesecake here. We have cheese pizza. Clark does a good job. He's from a mall world, which was pretty cool, but yeah, all we have is pizza. And just kind of like his eye twitches a little bit because that's all he eats.
He's been
pizza.
eating for the last
last existence. So
sorry, buddy.
At least you can have variety with pizza, right? And that's one of the great things about pizza. So at least there's a bit of variety there, unless they only have cheese pizza and nothing else.
No. They've got all the pizzas. You know the pizzas? They have all.
I know all the pizzas. Different bases, different toppings, different stuffed crusts. Oh,
Clark goes, hey, did you say stuffed crust? Huh, I never thought of that.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I am going to ask Audrio whether or not he can elaborate on the red eyes and if we should be looking out for anything in our future travels, because it sounds at the very least ominous.
So he just kind of, well, it's not as simple as you think. It's usually the red eyes mean that other dimensions are starting to bleed into each other, and sometimes you end up with basically beings that could destroy different universes. That's the problem we're running into.
Is this the same thing as the missing prisoner from when we first arrived? Or is this different?
He just kind of goes, I don't think I was there for that. Basically saying that he's a past Ordrio that you guys are talking to, and he wasn't there for that.
These conversations are going to be interesting, I can tell.
So Terrace?
Look,
Terrace is
Bybot
gonna...
keeps everything in check. He'll just go and get it all sorted out.
Is there a console somewhere where Pybot has been seen to come out of? Like a window?
Yeah, it's like the main command center.
I'm gonna walk up to it.
Okay.
Pybot.
It's just like a and you see like a robotic like hello Terrace.
Are the red eyes related to the creature that was missing from the prison area when we first arrived here before we went to Camelot?
You see what looks like a Google
I forgot
search
about that.
on the console that says like red eyes, and you see like the query, and it's like for red dry eyes, try clear eyes. There's just like a bunch of different things just scrolling by, and then it finally gets to like some characters that you can't really read, like they're just all jumbled, and it says there are basically to the point that there are beings that bleed into other worlds when there isn't like a lock on the multiverse that would destroy actual parts of it that will not be able to be, I guess, restored.
So if they destroy dimensions, you can't ever restore them. So it's like shift to live.
Essentially, yeah.
Well, that sucks.
And Ordrew turns around and is like, yeah, that's kind of the thing we do with Pocket Dimension Pi. We're trying to keep everything from basically going AWOL.
So basically, we need to act faster to find the rune coins so that we don't lose Camelot?
So he looks at what looks like a watch, but then like a hologram pops out, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd probably get on that." And he just starts to type on the console for the next Arc Rune Core. It's probably going to take a little bit. Basically, we've got to run all of these tests, find out exactly what the coordinates are, do a few trace scans. It'll be a little bit. And so you basically see like a timer going down, or I guess going up, even though time doesn't really matter there. It's just more of a thing to show you that he's doing something.
I wish I had like dun 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 music that I could press a button for, but I don't think I have any.
Right. Redeemer will walk over to Audrio and just say, so in order for me to return back to where I am from, how do I go about doing that? I have things I need to do, and I belong there.
So he kind of like looks at his data pad and he says, well, you see, we've got the red core. That one does retrieval. Got the orange core coming up. That's what we're searching for. That one kind of lets us do a little bit of a lock on, depending on what location you're going to. Doesn't actually let us choose specifically where you go, but it gives us a choice out of other choices. I feel like as we go, there's eventually going to be a spot where you could tell it exactly what you want, and then you could go there.
Right, and my own time and place in space, is that under threat from this red eyes, this possible destruction?
He looks down, and then he looks up with like a very serious face. He goes, everything is in danger currently.
Well, that's great.
I'm just gonna sit there and scritch Micah.
Somehow Micah has some of the apple that Clark had. It's just like eating it.
One of her claws up.
Yeah.
Standing on one foot. Occasionally ruffling her feathers.
Very well. Then we need to proceed with our task. I guess as you're already on top of what you can do and we are waiting, I'm going to go stand over there. Doesn't point anywhere, just walks over and stands in a corner and kind of seems to just power down almost. Just goes quiet and I guess you could assume they are undergoing a moment of contemplation.
Yeah. So you from where you are before you power down, the last thing you see is Max on the floor, basically tracing the runes that are glowing like a slight red. He's like, this doesn't make any sense. I was in a place, and then now I'm not in a place, but I'm in a different place. And he's just having like an existential crisis because he doesn't understand what's going on.
I think Kathana's gonna go over and like try to talk him through this and be like, listen, I know it was hard, but like this happened to all of us, and back when we were in Camelot it happened to us a bunch of times. It's just like a thing that happens sometimes. I just need you to ride with me on this. I don't need you to understand. I just need you to chill out, buddy. It's gonna be okay.
Okay,
I've been in a sewer for 100 years. I got to lay in a bed for the first time in forever. And now,
For the
what is
first
this?
time in forever.
Can we produce a
We
bed?
will make sure that you have a bed from here on out. How's that?
Like you say bed, and you just hear like a doon doon doon, and then you see a bed start to materialize with like lasers basically creating it right where you're at.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Redeemer will notice this as this is happening, and will just walk over to where the lasers are and try and inspect the what's
Technology?
making the lasers. Yeah, essentially, yeah. That's it. Redeemer has a
so-
lot of interest in the technology.
So Ordrio turns around and it's like, oh yeah, that's basically like laser, I guess some people would call it 3D printing. Just uses light, builds it off of the molecules, builds it up. Pretty neat. Definitely makes things a lot easier when you don't have to move furniture.
Can it make
Yeah,
complex
bet it would.
objects or just simplistic objects? Can it make mechanical?
Depends on what
objects
you
with
want, I
mechanical
guess. I haven't really fiddled around with too much. I just like to go and sit at the command center and kind of relax.
Okay.
Is for my own brain to visualize it, is it like the replicators in Star Trek?
Kinda, but more lasers.
Okay.
Basically, like every vertices, like it just basically creates as it builds up, and then you see it go all the way around, like all the edges and everything. So,
Audrio, one of the reasons that Max has joined us is we told him we'd try and change him back to what he should be. Is that something that you and Piebot can work on? Because he's not supposed to be a frog.
Yeah, I can take a look. I was actually surprised he was with you. Usually, if you're not pulled in by Pocket Dimension Pie, it just basically incinerates you. He's fortunate to be alive.
Did
Merlin
Max
didn't-
hear that?
Max is immortal.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh,
Right.
so
Okay.
Merlin is really lucky that he got yeeted, and Max only survived
Mhm.
because of the spell.
Right.
I'm wondering if Merlin was yeeted because Merlin's a very powerful magical person. I'm wondering if maybe they protected themselves via some magical
Well, we
means
didn't
without-
invite Merlin
Okay.
back to Pocket Dimension Pie, but we did invite Max.
Oh, maybe that's a distinction. Yeah.
So the Chrono Finder knew
Yeah.
that we were planning on keeping Max, but we weren't planning on keeping Merlin.
Keep it
Keep
Max
it.
like a pet.
Well, I'm
It's a good froggy.
Quinn's now thinking about this and going, well, look, the mindset he's got going on is, well, what if we manage to help him whilst we're on our travels? And if he's not integrated with the Arc Rune Core, then the moment we try and bring him back, he could lose immortality.
Hmm.
So either Max-
Audrey,
Well, the bigger question is, does Max want to travel with us, or does Max want to stay with Audrey and Pie?
So Max kind of overhears what you all are saying, and he's just like,
Well, this place is really big and cool, I guess, but like, I'd rather just not, you know?
Wait,
he's
you'd rather
still
you'd
kinda
rather
having a
not
little bit of
travel
panic
with
attack.
us, or you'd rather stay here?
If you can get me back somewhere,
like he's just like it's like when you go into an electronics store and they have like the rows of TVs and you just kind of like stare in awe at all the TVs just because they're there. You don't even plan on actually buying anything. He's just like overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of monitors.
I do wonder if perhaps us inviting Max has been a problem, because now Max is with us. Originally, Max was going to join us when we were in Camelot, but probably under the assumption that if they needed to, they could go home whenever they want. That no longer seems possible.
Well, no,
Max
I
starts
think it was
freaking
more.
out. He's like, "Hey, where's my guitar?" And he's like looking around for it, and it's nowhere to be seen.
No.
Kathana wants to ask the 3D printer, the station, to make a guitar.
So you say the words, make a guitar, and it doesn't have any, I guess, specific like type of guitar or anything. It ends up making like just a Stratocaster electric guitar right there. And it looks like a Stratocaster, but it looks like way more advanced. Like everything's built into it, the amp, everything. It's just
I
whole
refine my
deal.
search and ask for an acoustic guitar circa 900 AD Camelot.
I
I love how intelligent Keithana is.
it starts to make a guitar, and like it makes one that looks very comparable to what Max had.
Okay, good.
But Max is looking at both of these and being like, couldn't I do both? I mean, I know how to play this one, but like this one, wow. Wow.
Oh, for sure. I just wanted to give you options.
Yeah.
Rock out, buddy. Play whatever you want.
So he takes the electric guitar and he starts to strum on it like he would an acoustic guitar, and it sounds off a bit at first, and then it sounds like what he would want to play. And you
then
see
suddenly power chords.
So he starts to do power chords. You start to see like a frog start to materialize, but it's like electric frog materializing.
That's amazing.
What?
He-
Okay, Tazzy is having trouble. What?
So
What an
it's
electric
basically
frog looks like.
it's basically a giant frog that's just like arcing electricity like all over it.
Oh.
So
Did he-
basically, he's
did he
magicking.
just summon? Yeah.
He's like,
That sounds
I've seen frogs, but this is new. Oh man, like this
I
could
love
be
this so
anything.
much. I love this so much.
He turns one of the knobs and starts to play again, and basically like a gold frog comes out, and it's just all gold. It's not even like an actual living frog. It's just like a gold statue of a frog.
You know what? I'm glad you're happy, buddy.
Do they stay after he stops playing, or are they only present while he's playing?
So he stops playing, and they're still there. What do you guys do?
How big is this frog? The golden frog?
I would say the gold frog is probably about the size of Terrace. The electric frog is about the size of Kathana. Just half her height, but like mass wise is medium.
I'm afraid to ask, but how hungry do they look?
So the electric frog is eyeing all of the monitors.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Um,
I don't have Dispel. That's not a thing I have.
I ask Pybot to make food appropriate for electric frogs.
So
I look at the electric frog and I say, no eating anything you haven't been given permission for.
like basically just tons and tons of like D-cell batteries start falling like in front of the frog, and it just
Step
starts
out of the
eating them
way.
happily.
Yeah. Offer them up, right? Like rock out.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Redeemer will walk over to the gold frog and tap it with their hand, just like knock on it to check if it is solid, and will attempt to see if it is alive in any way, and if not, because you said I believe it was inanimate and smaller, and figure out if it is actually solid gold.
So you I guess knock on it,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear a
Rivet.
Okay, so it's alive.
From inside, like hollow, kind of like you feel the metal, so it's dun dun, but then you hear rivet.
Okay, and this frog, can it move?
It is not moving.
Is it gold plated?
I'm alarmed by any possibility here. Like, none of them seems good.
Well,
Legit, I'm looking at my spell list going,
does the frog's mouth open?
No.
If I attempt to open the mouth, like gently.
It seems like a solid statue. It's just the inside of it seems to be hollow, and you can hear croaking and riveting when you knock on it.
Max, do you know if you have the ability to undo the frog spell?
Yeah, you just play backwards, and he starts playing the song backwards,
Mhm.
and you start to see the gold frog just starts to unravel from where it was created.
Okay, that's probably a good thing. Maybe don't create these kinds of frogs again, Max. I believe there was a living being inside of this gold. I was actually contemplating breaking this open to possibly use, but
That's pretty violent.
Yeah, but I was considering that because I thought it might be solid. I'm glad I checked. So we need to be careful.
I'm solid. You're not gonna break me, right?
No, but you're not made of gold, Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not trapped
makes sense.
inside a statue.
No.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
And as a
That being
point,
that being said,
Okay, can we
I guess
not
I
all
probably
have
sound
an
similarly.
existential crisis today? Because that would really suck. I think one of us having an existential crisis is enough.
Redeemer just starts
spread it.
knocking on his own armor, and he's listening as he's knocking on his armor, and just in case there's something living within his metal shell.
I just look at Micah.
Redeemer, after that quick conversation, we'll just quickly ask. So, can this to Pybot, can your construction capability extend to weapons?
You see like a flashing, and it kind of like starts flashing red a little bit, and then it stops flashing, and Pybot just basically says, ordnance is not allowed without verification from Orgio.
That makes sense. That's good to know. But if
I
ordnance
mean, that's
is
a
capable,
good thing, though. That is a very good
Yeah,
thing, though. I feel like that
that's-
could be very dangerous otherwise.
Yeah.
Audrio,
Yeah, what's up?
are you aware of the time and space where I originated?
Sorry. I wouldn't say exactly, but I have a general idea based on your model.
Okay. And the weapons of my time and place. Is this Pybot capable of making them?
We might have to do some research on different sectors just to see if we have any archival data. But yeah, we could probably take a look.
Okay. I don't wish for any of these weapons to become available to anyone, but it's good to know, just in case we need them. There are some extremely dangerous weapons from where I'm from, and then kind of addresses the group. That's why I've stuck to a more primitive weapon, and taps the sword on his back.
You
Should
think
we
that's
need-
primitive? The sword with the lights that goes down it, you think it's primitive?
It's very primitive compared to what I'm used to. Trust me, you don't want the weapons where I'm from, but it is good to know that they are possibly available should we need. They contain destructive power that is far in excess of a sword that glows.
So there's a
Audrio just kind of
faint
points-
hint. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There's a faint hint of something that goes across Terrace's face.
Of
No,
what,
that's
though?
that's it. Unless you try and roll for it, I'm not giving you shit.
No, but like Keisana would have actually seen your face change.
Sure, but so I'm saying you see it, but whether or not you roll insight for it is up to you.
Okay. Sure.
Like,
I'll roll insight.
I'm literally just it's more at Waken because like Redeemer's having this conversation and we're like she's looking directly
That's true. I'm
at
not over
Redeemer.
here. You're right. Yeah.
And there is just this something that goes across her face, and then it's gone, and she's back to her normal, just sort of like happy.
I'd go so far
halfling
as to say
bollocks.
Redeemer wouldn't necessarily react. Redeemer's pretty arrogant in their like superiority of technology and knowledge, despite the fact of whether that's true or not. Redeemer's not going to do anything about it. But so I guess Audrey, was Audrey going to say something as well?
So Audrey is pointing at your sword.
It's like, can I see that for just a second? It looks familiar. I just wanted to see if I could just take a look.
And he starts to reach for it.
Redeemer instinctively takes a step back.
Now, young man, it's fine. I know my way around a sword.
Okay. Well, be careful. Redeemer will draw their large sword.
In pen or pencil?
So he's holding his hands
How
out.
large is this sword?
Sorry?
It's a great sword.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I
It's a great
just-
sword. What?
No,
4
this
feet?
was-
It's a great sword.
No,
It's
So-
probably
Tazzy,
about four.
Tazzy. It's a
Never mind.
great sword.
Right, exactly. That's yeah. Exactly.
Well,
Okay.
it's a great sword for someone like Redeemer, who is like 6'10". It's got to be at least 4 feet long, right? Maybe 5. Like it's going to be pretty damn big.
Yeah.
We're
so-
talking like Highlander type great swords.
I mean, you know what they
we're-
say: big men, big swords.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking like a step down from a Buster Blade from like Final Fantasy
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, but just
Gonna
about.
make me Google shit. What the fuck is a Buster
Have
Blade?
you ever
Don't
seen
Google
Final
shit.
Fantasy
It's
VII? Yeah,
crap.
don't bullshit. Yeah.
Have I
Um,
ever seen? No, just stop right there. Have I ever seen?
Oh
You know,
man.
Tazzy hasn't seen shit.
So Orgio's reaching out, like he would get it, the sword, like Redeemer's holding it with one hand. He reaches out, he grabs it, and like you see Orgio just kind of like completely drop it. Like he still has a hold of it, but it definitely hits the ground.
Redeemer
from
will
where
reach out. Redeemer will reach out and attempt to stabilize the top of the blade, so it doesn't fall on anybody.
So he's holding it. He's like,
Oh yeah, you see this dial? You just
he like turns it 90 degrees, and your sword basically splits into 2 swords, like 2 long swords.
It's like, yeah, you have this model. I've got a few in the back, but I haven't really needed them for a while.
In whatever way they could muster, Redeemer looks shocked. The jaw that has no, like, you know, it kind of just hangs there a little bit. I had no idea the weapon was capable of that. For the most part, I've been channeling my own energy into the weapon to give it more power. However, I was hoping that I could reconfigure this weapon, given how, and he kind of adjusts his shoulders, and there's like a ripple across his body, as like you can sort of see chainmail appear and then sort of melt back into their chest. The armor I can do something with. I took armor from where we just were and made it a part of me to increase my structural integrity, but the weapon I was a little unsure of. I seem to just have the weapon, but I chose to keep it because it seemed suitable for the time. Can I try these swords? And reaches out.
So he's
He's like, yeah, they're yours. I don't have any need for them, and
you basically grab both, like I guess both of the handles, and you see basically like a buckler go over your wrist, on each one. As you grab it, they go across.
Dima will just swing them around a little bit. Won't do anything too fancy, after all. You know, there's stuff that can be broken. But okay, and how do I... And then we'll attempt to configure it into one sword again. And is it just the dials on the side? Is that what it is?
Yeah. He goes, yeah, but it looks like yours is damaged. It only has the 2 settings. Usually it has 4. One's like a ball and chain. One's like daggers. It's pretty nice, but yeah, you might want to get it fixed.
Yeah, and who would I speak to about fixing this?
I stand up and I come over and I put my hand on it and I cast Mending with all of my being.
You see the jewel that's in the center of this basically knob starts to like form back. All the cracks and everything just kind of rewind essentially. And then it's back fully fixed and everything.
Nice
But
work.
on that note, we have an ad break.
That's impressive.
Oh man, I was just like, can I? Awesome. So we have an ad break. Twitch has scheduled ad breaks once per hour. We go away for 3 minutes while the ads play so that you don't miss anything, because we want to keep our content as accessible as possible. So please take this opportunity to have a stretch, grab yourself a fresh drink, take your meds if it's time for meds, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes once these ads have finished playing. Hi everybody, we are back. So I'm going to hand back over to Pi, seeing as we are now in the station out of time. Pocket Dimension Pi.
Yep, so you're in Pocket Dimension Pi. Ordrio just showed Redeemer how to use their weapon with the, I guess, settings that it has. Terrace came over and mended the broken, I guess, crystal in the center of the hilt, and now it is able to turn into daggers, a ball and chain, 2 long swords, or a great sword, depending on which setting it's at.
When you say ball and chain, do you mean like a mace? Not a mace, flail?
Like
I
a
guess a
skip
flail
it, but dangerous.
like a little bit bigger than a normal flail, like a soccer ball size ball, like spiked ball at the end of a chain.
Are we talking
Wow.
like Witch King kind of size? You know, like
Yeah,
yeah.
essentially. So,
Quinn's gonna pay some additional attention to Max and see if he's settled since getting the guitars and being presented with a bed that he could potentially use. Just wants to not necessarily ask Max how he's going, but just judging by his demeanor, has it changed at all, or is he still looking bewildered?
he's sitting on the bed, legs, crossed, and he's going from the old, like Camelot 900, like lute style guitar, to the new one, and he's tuning the old one, and then the new one doesn't even have knobs to tune the strings. They're just buttons that automatically put them in the right key. And so he's like just going back and forth, trying to make sure that they're both like correct.
But overall, like, is he consuming himself with a task, trying to avoid what he's going through, or does it actually look like he's relaxed a bit?
He looks like a kid that just got what he wanted for Christmas, but he also looks like a kid who knows they're either going to Toys R Us or they're going to the doctor. So it's that uncertainty of, is this going to be awesome, or is this going to be, more of what I don't want? So
Yeah. Like, am I getting in the car to go to the park or the vet?
exactly.
I think Quinn would go and sit next to Max, and he'd just say, "We're going to be going on this adventure whether we want to or not. That's our fate at this point. You don't have to join us, but we might not see you for a really long time from your perspective. For us, it's probably only going to be a few days, but for you, it could be years, decades, centuries, millennia."
So he just kind of looks up and almost seems like he didn't hear anything you said. He says, "Hey, do you play anything?"
No, I don't. And that strikes Quinn a little bit, and his eyes go distant for a moment, and then he comes back to himself. And
Max reaches out, touches his shoulder. He goes, I'm with you guys. I chose to come with you guys, so I'm in it for the long haul."
That's just blown me away. That was not what I expected.
Okay, buddy. That makes Quinn smile.
It's so hard to take his insightfulness seriously because it's coming from Kermit the Frog.
I mean, he's taught some good life lessons over the years, Jim Henson,
I know. Ugh.
I just need to have a character named Hem Jensen shows up. I don't know.
I'm just wondering if we're going to keep catching Muppets or if we're going to catch various types of other Henson things. So the next area is a Fraggle. We might bump into Uncle Traveling Matt or, Trash Heap. Or, or, a Skeksis. Like, is it going to be his entire repertoire? Are we going to find the caterpillar that says, "Don't go to the castle, come in for a cup of tea"? Like,
only
I think
time
I
will
didn't
tell.
watch enough
Well, and
TV.
space.
I don't think I watched enough TV as a kid. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dark Crystal. The scary, creepy dudes in the Dark Crystal.
Yep.
Or at least that's what very young me thought they were. Scary, creepy dudes. They weren't necessarily the bad guys. They were just the scary, creepy dudes.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a Google.
whereas Uncle Traveling Matt and the Trash Heap are from the Fraggles, and Ludo and the Caterpillar are from Labyrinth. Sorry, Tassie.
I've seen none of these.
Oh, if she'd gone that way, she would have gone straight to that castle. Come on in, have a cup of tea. Meet missus. How's that timer going? That countdown thing.
So you see it, and it's basically just, you know, time as far as like how long a second is, how long a minute is, stuff like that. It is like 16 seconds forward, as if no time has passed since it started. Orgio just kind of looks over his shoulder at it, and he's like,
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking putting up the timer. It's kind of pointless in here. It's we're basically in a bubble outside of time. It doesn't make any sense. I told him it was a bad idea.
So, what do we do?
I guess just hang out. Whatever you guys want to do. But one thing I've got these things. And he starts handing you guys. They look like the I voted buttons, like basically just rounded kind of shield like things, and they're in the shape of like a hexagon, and they have a split down the middle, and I would draw it, but I know it won't show with the green screen. So
what if you draw it and put it in the Pocket Dimension Pi channel in Discord?
It looks something like...
Oh! Can you move that slightly over the tree?
Yep.
Yep. Now everyone can see it.
If I can delete that.
Isn't there just like a pen?
There is, but this does straight lines a little bit easier. So basically looks something like...
Oh.
Basically looks like this, but the different things here, this one's red,
Wedges.
And the other ones are black.
Are these the missing cores?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it a countdown?
Yeah, it lights up the ones that you've collected. So once you get them all done, it looks really stylish. But
This is like Trivial Pursuit.
he's like, but when you wear these, they'll disguise you, and they'll also make whatever weapons or armor or anything you're wearing kind of look like whatever area you're in. That way you don't draw too much attention. I know the last one, it could have been anything. I'm glad it was kind of in your time zone, if you get what I mean. Except for you, Redeemer. Yours is a little off by like a lot.
At least the armor that I integrated kind of helped a little bit, but yeah, I had to remain cloaked for most of the time here in order to alleviate some suspicions
I have a
and
question.
not draw too much attention.
Yep.
How is my shape alteration going to be affected by this?
So he just kind of like looks at you and gives you a wink. He's like,
it works really well. You're still gonna look like a bear when you turn into a bear, but it'll keep you looking pretty much like you, just kind of in that same kind of society look.
Okay.
Now I'm imagining a bear with a top hat. I just want us all to know that that's what's going on in here.
Oh, I was imagining, like, you know, if we went to somewhere futuristic, that the bear would look like something out of Transformers, you know, like the Beast Wars.
Me,
kind of thing.
Grimlock.
Yeah, like you literally look like a bear transformer. Like, looks so cool. Anyway, nice hat.
When I wear that hat, I'm family friendly.
It's gonna be a long time. So yeah, he hands each one of you the thing, and you can put it on now if you want. It's up to you. So
Yeah.
Does it
Pin it
stick
on.
to Redeemer?
Is it a sticker? Is it a pin? Is it a brooch? Is it a necklace?
So depending on what armor or clothing you have on, changes the back part of it. So for Redeemer, it's just a magnet. It just sticks onto him. For
Aren't
Quinn,
magnets a problem for computers and robots?
Redeemer's shielded.
Not always.
Yeah.
Redeemer has
he's,
some shielding.
He's got some STP going on.
He's not a
I
floppy
don't know,
disk.
I just remember reading once that I should keep magnets away from my laptop, and so I've been keeping magnets away from my laptop for a long
keep
time.
it away
Hazzy,
from hard
you
drive.
should just continue to
Oh.
not put magnets anywhere near anything technological. Just
Uh,
ignore anything
no,
that we say
that's-
otherwise.
Okay.
Ordrio sees that Redeemer has put his on, and here's the clang, magnetic, clang from it. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's a magnet. Nobody knows how they work. They're basically magic."
Right. It would be on the opposite side to the symbol Redeemer has on their chest as well.
Yeah.
So that kind of looks like nipples now.
But for Quinn, who's wearing cloth armor, it's basically kind of like a brooch where it's the stick pin and everything.
Yeah.
And then for Kithana, who's I don't remember, are you wearing chainmail?
I mean, you'd have
Okay,
cloth
I'll-
under your chainmail anyway.
Find out what I'm wearing.
Oh,
Yeah,
where is your
chainmail.
where is
What are you
where is it?
wearing? No. Let's see. Chainmail. Yep.
You're all
well,
fired.
Hang
Yeah,
on,
chainmail.
hang on. If you go to the Discord and you go to art level 314,
Mm.
she's got a drape across the front of. You've got Kithana wearing a bit of fabric that drapes
yeah,
across
yeah.
the front, and then you've got your sleeves. So you could, pin it to a sleeve, or you can pin it to your sash easily.
Yeah.
Ordrio looks and is like, "You probably want to put the most sturdy thing you have on your body. Just saying, I've seen some of these get lost. People find out you're not from where you are, they kind of freak out."
I'm going to put it on, because I'm wearing a shirt under the mail. I'm going to put it on the shirt under the mail so that
Yeah.
the mail holds it on. And if I take the mail off, we still don't have a problem.
That works.
Terrace just sort of looks at it, and she's really unsure about it. And then she just sort of, she's got this sort of shoulder thing, and she just underneath the shoulder thing on her tunic chemise thing, but so it's hidden, so you don't know she's wearing it.
Yeah, mine would go up under, I guess it's kind of like a shawl thing that I've got on over my shoulders, but on the left side.
And then Max picks his up and he's just like, eh. He goes to put it directly on his chest. Orgio stops him and he goes, you don't want to put it directly on your skin. Cannot stress this enough. Do not put it directly on your skin. And so he ends up just putting on his jet, he's got basically a jacket that he puts it on.
Redeemer would just be like, what did you say about on screen?
it's different. For you, that's fine. Yeah. For them, it basically go in like stitches, as if, yeah, it's kind of hard to remove.
Right.
I found out the hard way, and he shows you guys like this like gnarly, just like circular scar on his shoulder.
Right. So this is not going to attempt to integrate like other armor does, and kind of prods at the thing on his chest.
Like, no, it should be fine. You shouldn't have any issues with it.
Okay. Will we be able to see what we look like while these are on? For example, will my arm, as it is now, look to me as it is now? Or will it look like what others will see me as?
He's like, you can kind of see both, I guess. Basically, you'll know what you look like, but then you'll also see what you look like to other people. It's a little weird. It's basically because you're on the same frequency as the device, you can kind of glimpse both sides to see what you like.
Oh, so like that room where we were just in before we ended up here by accident.
Which room are you talking?
Well, there was this room at the pub, right? And it was like it was outside of time. And I described the 1950s furniture. And then the weird technology that we got later. Though I don't call it 1950s, obviously, because Terrace has no idea, but that's the visual description.
Yeah.
And the television that was broken, and the lab coat, which we kept, which is still around your waist. And I would like that back, actually, Redeemer. That's my
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Redeemer will undo it gently, attempting not to tear it. Hand it back and also thanks, and taps the sword on their back.
That's okay.
Thank you for this.
So I fold it neatly and then roll it a bit and then pop it down the bottom of my pack. And then I get out one of the spare cups. And I hand it...
Merlin's magical mystery mending mixture.
I hand it to Piebot. And I say, so Merlin made us this. And it's this... He calls it magical mystery mending mixture. And I figure you might want to learn about it.
So you basically see a second like snaking arm comes out, and it has what looks to be like almost like a pizza oven looking thing, and it puts it in, and it
don't add any gelatin to it, and if you do, throw it away and get as far away in 5 seconds as you can.
You hear like a zzz, and everything, like all of the runes in the room basically glow like a faint purple, like just kind of the snaking like lights going through do purple, and then it makes like a loud just kind of screeching noise, and then you hear a doo-doo-doo, and
realized
what's up?
I was supposed to change the overlay when we came to Pocket Dimension Pi, and I've had all of this prepped for months, and I forgot. So we have now changed the Pocket Dimension Pi overlays. It was when you said the runes were lighting up, I went, oh no!
So you hear a doo-doo-doo, and RJ goes, oh cool, that went a lot faster than I thought it would. And he runs over to the console. He's like, yeah, it looks like the Orange Arc Rune Core's location has been discovered. When you guys are ready, we can go.
I think that thing
Sure.
just
Just in time for me to fix the fucking overlays, and we're leaving Pocket Dimension Pi. Oh my god! I am the worst! Oh, man, I have had this prepped since, like,
day dot going. Like the first thing I did with the overlays was set up this.
Audrey, do we know what time period we're going to?
So you see the console he's working on, and it's basically it's just showing tons and tons of just like characters that you can't read, but then you look over and what looks to be essentially the Stargate from Stargate SG-1 spinning around and like I guess dialing into the location.
And he goes, yeah, it looks like you'll end up in Alpage. It's a world of cogs and gears surrounding like elaborate stone metal architecture.
Steampunk.
It's guarded by the Protectors. They're a group of superpowered demigods. But they've been having some weird things going on, I assume because of the Arc Rune Core. But yeah, it's hope you guys like, I guess, gears and clocks.
There's a huge part of me
Kayvana
that's
looks at
just
Redeemer.
cheering and is going to break out my Abney Park albums. We're fine. Everything's fine.
And on the screen, it shows like what Redeemer can read is like I guess most I guess the basically the majority of the population is satyrs and sea folk. So you can see on the monitor like images of some of the cities, and it looks almost like if somebody took kind of like a steampunk, I guess, cityscape, but then mixed it with Venice, where everything's just kind of water, all over, where there's basically travel for the sea folk.
We're gonna need art. Tazzie's gonna need art.
I will.
I'll draw something.
Oh, we're gonna be really spoiled. Okay.
Oh, Audrey, is there anywhere I can leave my direwolf pelt? I don't feel like it's gonna fit in where we're going, and I know while this will hide that, I feel like it's gonna be an unnecessary encumbrance.
Pie, can we get a backpack for Redeemer?
So Ordro kind of like snaps his fingers and is like, hey Piebot, can you take care of this? And Piebot basically just the snaking like arms grab the cloak. You see it basically dry clean it before your eyes, fold it super nice and neat, and then it just whisks it away. And as that's happening, lasers are basically etching a backpack on you, but it's not like a cloth backpack. It is basically like the same kind of alloy that you're made of. Just it almost doesn't even look like you have a backpack. It just looks like you just got like more like upper body, like shoulder, like muscle.
I bulked up a bit. Yeah. Oh, also, actually, Piebot,
I just feel like you deserve pockets.
Can you look after this as well, but be very careful with it, and holds out Merlin's hat. I don't want to lose this. I'd like to keep this to take with me.
Piebot tries to grab it with the snaking arm, and as soon as it comes in contact with Merlin's hat, it basically gets repelled, essentially the same way that Merlin was kicked away from you guys.
Oh, okay.
It's like you might want to hold on to that one. I don't know how that one's made.
Okay, no problem. I will.
Okay.
Keep it on.
But that sounds like you just gained a really, really awesome magical item, and I'm really intrigued as to what it is going to do.
Yeah.
And also, I'm really intrigued as to what's going to happen to Merlin, and I kind of want to go back to Camelot and help.
Me too.
I'm invested in Path and Merlin.
After seeing that happen, Redeemer will just try and see if there's anything on the hat, you know, and we'll kind of hold it around to everyone. Anyone understand anything
Roll a
with
perception
magic?
check.
Perception check. Okay. Where's perception? I can't find it.
It's under P.
There it is. I got it. Right.
Oh my god.
I've rolled
You-
2 dice today. 2 dice. One via chat and one here, and they've both been ones.
You drop the hat. It lands on the floor, which is currently lit up with magic. It basically explodes underneath you, causing like it can't create a crater, but what it does is it just leaves like just the like when you set off fireworks and it leaves that like black streak
Scorch.
outward from everything. Yeah. So it basically does that, and the hat basically gets shot up to where you could grab it.
Do I take any damage from that? Oh,
You
Do
take
you
1d4
grab your
damage.
hat?
a 1d4 damage. Okay. Not from
Do you-
grabbing the hat.
Do you grab your hat?
Oh, I will do. Yeah. Oh,
So now you
I
roll
will
well.
attempt to grab the hat. Yeah, the roll well when I don't want to. Yeah. Can I do? Is it easy enough to grab the hat?
It's basically like the slow fall kind of
Mm.
thing. So
Redeemer will gingerly put the hat back on their head. Maybe I'll look into this when we're not here.
Could go in your new backpack, Redeemer.
I don't want to fold the hat.
Fair. Something tells me it won't bother it, but that's fair.
Hey, just take my word for it. You don't want to fold a hat like that, because I folded one time and I had a Foldora, so I don't recommend it.
Oh,
way laughing
no.
is the funniest part for me.
I can't.
Oh dear. Okay. Well. so
Hi,
be
I
it.
love you. Really.
Oh, you're just so quick with these
We
things.
are so spoiled.
Mm.
Okay. Given where we're going, I think everything else will be fine. Redeemer kind of looks themselves over. Yeah. I'm ready whenever everybody else is.
Ordrio is just, I guess, he's typing on his data pad, and he's like,
Just give me 1 second. I got some stuff for you guys. I know we took care of Redeemer, but I feel like you guys might need a little bit of help, especially with Red Eyes being a big variable in this.
and he hits, I guess, like the enter key on his data pad, and you see basically snaking, robot arms. Quinn gets basically these gloves that go over his hands, but basically what they do is when he does his bonus action for another hit, he rolls a 20, and if it gets a 12 or higher, he can do another bonus hit.
Oh,
That's insane. That's nuts. That's crazy good.
And then snaking arms again coming around. It's basically a bag for Terrace. And like as you get it, it doesn't seem clear what it is.
Ordrio looks over and he's like, yeah, you might need that whenever you go into your wild shape. It basically morphs whatever size you go, it'll be good. Especially if you go smaller, you don't have to worry about anything falling out. Very handy.
thank you.
And then for Keithana, it basically it looks like a giant gift what is it, like the gift basket, and it's just got like a bunch of snacks that you can see.
And he's like, hey, go ahead and turn it upside down.
I do so.
So you turn it upside down, and it like all of the snacks just fall out of it. and then snacks keep falling out of it, and snacks keep falling out of it, and snacks keep falling out of it. But yeah, it goes to Snackolio, the snack dimension. I won't recommend going there because everything snacks really high in sodium, sugar, and there's no oxygen, so I wouldn't go over there.
Amazing.
Oh man.
Not only is Kathana like just fucking stoked, but Tazzy is very envious.
I think everybody's envious of that. That's incredible.
I turn it back around, and I start trying to pick up the ones from the ground to like stuff my pockets just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case. You know. Well, it's a waste if they're just here on the floor.
He like walks over to Kathana and goes, "All you gotta do is whisper into the basket. It'll get you whatever you want."
Amazing.
Anything.
Oh, amazing. Oh, incredible. I tell him thank you.
Quinn's
Absolute
just,
utterly in my face.
Yeah, Quinn's just staring at his hands like, how did you know my size?
Funny thing, I have a friend who wears the same size. Crazy.
You mean like pie hand size when pie holds their hand up?
Right.
Exactly. These hands.
Could I just get a note again on what I have to roll to what do I have to get higher?
D20, 12 or higher. I wrote it down for you.
Yep.
12 or higher. I got it right then. I just wanted to make sure, that's all.
Yep.
Nice. A D20 12 higher is what your caption said then, Red. A D20 12.
Hey, what happened in 2012?
I don't know. It's so long ago.
That's fine. We can ignore 2012. Okay. I guess Max has his guitar. You have your sword fixed, and it now does all this other stuff. And then you have snacks, and you have gloves, and I have this really freaking cool bag. So, I guess, is everybody ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So, you get to the portal. It looks straight up Stargate, like everything, all the runes and everything.
Chevrons.
They're lit up. Chevrons, you got it. It does not do the water like out and then back in thing.
Oh, thank goodness for that. 'cause
Please
we'd all
tell
be-
me it
get
makes the TARDIS
disintegrated.
noise with the handbrake on.
It does not.
Aw.
When you get to it, you see that all of the chevrons are lit up orange.
Are they locked?
And they are not locked. They are unlocked for overclocking. So you can walk in. You see basically like a scrambled TV version of where you're going. And you can kind of make out that it's like winding gears and springs and everything just in this cityscape.
Awesome.
You?
Sorry, that was me saying awesome, not Redeemer. Shall I lead the way? And Redeemer walks up and just turns to the others.
I'll look down,
Sure.
look over to Max, and I'll be like, you ready for this, bud?
As ready as it can be.
He has both guitars on his back, like crossed. And it just looks really off because like one looks really future tech and the other's just like wood. So
Wait, okay. Actually, no, never mind, Karen. So yeah, shall I go ahead, or does someone else wish to go first? Who normally leads
Nope.
the party?
Go
Oh,
for it.
last time it was Wok. but I don't think he's coming with us this time.
Okay then, and Redeemer will step through or attempt to step through, I guess, or I don't know. Maybe reaches out first.
So you step through and you get that same sinking feeling in your stomach as if you're falling in a dream, and everything goes purple. You kind of get the taste of artificial grape soda in your mouth, and then
That's so specific.
as you, I guess,
You met our DM.
As you start to I guess wake up, you basically see this kind of desert style like oasis, but everything is I guess moving cogs in the ground, all of this. There's a what appears to be a tram far in the distance, and you can see a city that's probably about, I would say, 5 kilometers away.
Quinn's
How
gonna
many-
look over at Redeemer quickly and go, do you get those same experiences? Like, do you feel something go weird in your, and he points the torso section, like what I would call a stomach, but I don't know if you have a stomach, so I'm thinking like, and what about that grape flavor? Like, do you, what was that like for you?
So Redeemer gets the feeling like when you have essentially a brownout with technology. It's that he doesn't completely go offline, but like he gets that like weak, like and how like servos kind of make that whining noise when they can't quite, I guess, push enough voltage through to actually make a full turn. So he gets that. As far as the grape, he doesn't taste it, but he knows the taste of it somehow.
That's beautiful.
That would have been almost exactly how I was wanting to describe it. Like I know the flavor, but I wouldn't taste it.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Wow,
Perfect.
weird.
So you immediately notice something is different with Redeemer. He looks like an old wind-up like robot, essentially. Basically, cogs, just kind of brass, kind
Like
of
C3PO.
tin, metal, and stuff. What's that?
Like C3PO.
I would say a little more basic than that, because it looks like if somebody tried
Like TikTok
Yeah, kind of.
from Return to Oz?
Yeah.
Oh,
No C's.
I thought you meant the app, and I was like, nope, lost the plot. What are we talking about?
No,
Oh.
TikTok from
Yes.
from Return to
Trying to
Oz.
see if I can get
Oh,
a
I know
picture
you.
Now I
for
have
you.
something to
That-
Google.
That actually I was thinking something like that, but do you know Blitzcrank from League of Legends?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
was thinking
avoid League of
I'm-
Legends because of
right.
art theft.
Well, there's a character in that called Blitzcrank, and he's like a robot, essentially. And I was thinking he's quite steampunky, but I was thinking like you could see the cogs and stuff instead of it being entirely plated over. So yeah. very
Oh, what was the
similar, I guess.
movie? Was it Meet the Robinsons with all the robots in it? Animated one.
Yeah.
Remember? I think so.
Meet the Robinsons was the one with the T-Rex. I have a big head and little arms. I don't think you thought this out, Master.
I'm
The
sure.
main characters have gone in the corner and yeah.
I'm sure we can come up with some art. But with regards to this, so when I look at myself, do I see that and what I looked like previously?
Yes. Yeah. And so do the rest. It's just that's what they initially see.
Mhm.
So I will draw Clockwork Redeemer when I have a moment.
Fantastic. Oh, thank you very much.
What about the rest of us? Have we, other than clothing, have we changed at all?
No. So other than clothing, which it's very, I guess, Victorian style suits, dresses and stuff, depending on what you fancy. That's the kind of clothing that you have on.
I'm gonna have to draw new art. Alright, now that we are
Especially-
out of Pocket Dimension Pie, I am gonna change our overlay back. That's so sad.
Let's see, especially with Barris, fancy Victorian style suit Barris.
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna have to draw Barris and actually
Yeah.
finish the drawing rather than just have a sketch. Just a reminder,
so-
if anybody wants to draw fan art, there is a channel in the Discord that you can upload your fan art to, or you can use the Pocket Dimension Pie and Larazen tags on Instagram or Twitter, and we will play it in a reel on our ad breaks. With credit to you, by the way. Always with credit, never without credit. But yeah, anyway. Just so that it's not all on me to do all of our art, because I'm doing everything else as well.
So Max, I guess, gets up.
Does
Both
Max
of
look
his
human?
guitars. So Max does not look human, but Max does have like a visor over his face, just kind of like a, I guess, almost like a shiny, I guess, plate here, and then the rest is like dull metal with bolts and stuff.
Like a
he-
steampunk Daft Punk?
Yeah, he picks it up and he's like, "What the heck is this about?" And he's like, "All right, it's actually kind of cool." Puts it back on. But both of his guitars look almost identical. They basically look like clockwork steampunk guitars. The only difference is one is like silver, and then the other one is like a bronze color.
I have actually taken notes today, and I'm really proud of myself. Filled a page.
Nice.
They're not necessarily good
Shit.
notes, but they're notes.
Have the others all changed as well? So Quinn and Harris.
Yep. So all of their attire has basically been changed to just very dapper, nice like suits or dresses, depending on whatever they want. They've got these like, I guess, not necessarily bracelets that are basically just cogs. It's like if somebody said, "Hey, let's make a cog, like a clockwork style movie," and they just try to make everything cog or gear or clockwork esque, and just went crazy with that. So
Okay. So last time Twig came running up to us, or Stick, or whatever the fuck his name
Wood.
was.
wood.
I'm not wrong.
I
I'm
love
wrong,
you,
but I'm
Tazzy.
not
Never
wrong.
change. Honestly, never change, please.
A branch, you know. Is there anyone approaching us? Is there anything?
So you're just at this like oasis. It looks like there's basically a stream that goes away from the oasis that leads to the town. You can see it. It's very, I guess, gray and bronze, and there's just different types of mechanical like basically they've got giant like monuments that are basically just spinning gears and stuff.
I bring out the
Okay.
chronofunder.
Wait.
and I look to see if
so-
it's pointing in a direction that we should be going.
So the chrono finder looks more like a normal pocket watch than you remember. You can see the internals now, and they look like they're here, I guess, controlled.
The
So like this?
Can kind of see that, but yeah, I guess. Sorry, it's just small on my screen. So, but yes,
I'll
yeah,
stick it into.
just-
Sorry, this is my actual pocket watch.
Um,
Amusingly, I have been using to hold most games as the chrono finder. But anyway,
with regards to this, are we seeing it as if it's in two different states, or is this just how it looks now?
Oh, for the chrono finder, because Terrace is holding it and has the device on, it's disguised as a pocket watch.
Right.
so it has that overlay feel to it.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay, thank you. Sorry for all the questions.
No, you're good. Ask away.
Yes,
They
how dare
help.
you?
If you don't ask them, we will.
What about my sword? Actually, come to think of it, what does that change shape in any way? Or has it remained?
It looks the same. Just a little more. I guess clockwork. Like the knob is now a cog around. So
Okay, awesome.
probably a little easier to dial in now that you can get a grip on it. So
Fantastic. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Well,
do you guys
Shall
want
we begin
to
walking?
investigate the area, or
Well, I was looking to see if the chrono finder was telling me if it was like a particular direction to head in. So that's my
so-
type of investigation at the moment. It's just
so-
seeing what it says.
so? It does point to the town. Basically, it's showing essentially like Google Maps or something, and just kind of like the arrows pointed that way. It says, estimated time, and then it just has symbols you can't really tell, and that's where that's at.
While Terrace is doing this, Redeemer will take off Merlin's hat, which I assume would look a little different now. But will gently tap it against the floor to see if it does that explosive kind of thing that it did before.
So
Let me
when-
check if it explodes by banging it.
No, gently tap. That was
Oh.
my exact description. My exact description was gently tap it on the floor, not like slam dunk it onto the floor. Let's just see. Let's go for the big one.
So
Home run
as,
time.
as soon as it touches the ground, you hear like a muffled Merlin's voice. It's like, "Please take better care of your hats," and it's just
Okay. Do I get the impression that it's like a recording of Merlin, or is it?
yeah, it definitely sounds like it's not like someone actually talking.
Okay.
I can't, like, I have this vision of Redeemer being hit in a fight at some point and the hat coming off, falling on the ground, and that recording just blaring out.
That would be amazing. Oh my lord. Even though someone goes to hit me on the head, hits the hat, and it just gets rebounded across the battlefield. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. And then Redeemer will place the hat back on their head. Out of curiosity, what does the hat look like when on my head?
So the hat, it basically just creates like more metal and kind of a pointy, I guess, tip area, and then you've basically got like a band around where the brim would be. And it just kind of looks like it's bolted in to your head.
Oh, fantastic.
Is it like the pointy bit on top of Tin Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
Nice.
Alright, question for you. With the chrono
Yes.
finder, is when we first landed in Camelot, it told me when and where. Does this tell me when and where? Where are we? Because we're in Camelot 900V.
Are you asking me, or are you asking the Chrono Clicker?
I'm asking you if the Chronofinder shows it. If it doesn't, I'm going to ask it.
Okay. It does not right now, just because it shows the location of the, I guess, where the last trace of the Arc Rune Core is. But you can ask it.
Hey, when are we? I feel like when is an important question. Where and when are we?
So you see the world name is Albaj, and then the year is 2600 C.
When you say
How do you
Albaj,
spell
A-L-B-A-J?
A-L-B-A-J. Yep.
All right. Well, then we do have an ad break warning. Before we go off and explore, how about we take a little sneaky ad break and we go off screen so that nobody misses anything, because I do like to keep our content accessible to all, whether or not you can afford a subscription. So, take this opportunity to have a stretch, grab a fresh drink, take your meds if it's time for meds. We'll be back in a couple of minutes once these ads have finished playing, and we'll play for about another hour. We'll see you guys soon. Hey everybody, we're back. So, we're on a new planet, and time and date and everything is a little bit wibbly wobbly. Hi?
Yep, absolutely wibbly wobbly. So you're at this oasis, you're in the desert. You can see the city. It's 5 kilometers away. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm
I've done all
personally
the
gonna
experiments
follow the
already.
Chrono Finder. If you guys aren't gonna do anything right here.
I'm good with walking. I think we need to
Yeah.
start. It looks like a distance.
Okay. Well, let's get going. Do you want to lead the way, Terrace?
Sure.
You're
That
using
way.
the chrono finder as directions. Redeemer will slowly drift towards the back to sort of kind of watch behind as they're going, just in case. This is a new world after all.
Max is walking with you, and he's basically playing like doesn't sound like guitar. It sounds more like synth electronic, just kind of electronic rock going on. And he doesn't he looks, you can't tell because he's got the I guess helmet on, but he's like moving around like he's like super excited and doesn't really like, he's like whoa, you know. But behind you, you're basically seeing like frog after frog after frog after frog just popping up.
Max, as we're going, do you want to reverse the audio so that we're not leaving a trail of frogs behind us?
So you just hear it's like and then like the frogs are disappearing. It's like, well, I mean that's kind of cool, but like I was really into that. And it's just kind of like an echoey kind of his voice.
Well, you can carry on playing, but after you're done, do it in reverse so that we don't leave a big trail of frogs. Plus, also, we have no idea what is going on here. We have no idea what the frogs could do with the local, like, people or wildlife or anything.
Good point. We already saw some invasive species do some weird stuff in the last place.
Yeah, well, the frogs seem.
Do you mean the
pretty
vampires?
Food focused.
No, I meant the snakes.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Plus the frogs having such a large amount of appetite, not including the fact that these frogs look a little different to the traditional frogs you
Wait a second.
would summon previous.
Although I could.
Were you creating all of the
feed these
frogs in the
frogs-
sewers?
What? Yes.
Now that you
Yes.
think, now that I think about it, I guess I was. Crazy.
Oh, I thought we knew that. Now that I have this endless snack basket, feeding the frogs is not a problem.
It is when we could potentially have hundreds of frogs and you have no way of keeping them all under control, unless we're going to have potentially
Controlling
hundreds
the
of frogs
frogs is a
following us
different
around.
problem, but
I
feeding
think-
the frogs.
I
I'm
think the
on
bigger
top.
issue is going to be just not letting them loose in the countryside.
Yeah. Is there any way for you to play without creating frogs?
Like, I don't know. We'll see.
He pulls out the other guitar, which is the bronze colored one, and he starts playing, and this massive frog with what appears to be like a giant saddle starts to appear. And he's like,
Well, I guess
Wait.
this one just creates one.
Wait,
Ah,
what?
that
rather large
reverse
one.
it.
Has strong.
No,
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 no, no,
no,
no, no, no, no,
Wait,
no.
don't reverse this one.
What?
Look at this one.
Is this like
Carry
the
on
frog
playing.
from Shadowlands expansion?
bigger, but yeah.
Mm.
Or well, you're talking about the actual like god, right?
No,
The frog.
no, I'm talking about the mount that you get in WoW
Oh,
for doing a particular quest.
It is
Okay,
I bigger.
I
It's
just
bigger.
Googled to see what that looks like, and apparently it's called an arboreal gulper, and I just need everyone to know that.
I will send you
Because
pictures
that's
of my
great.
character with hers because it's like the thing that I miss from playing that game, but I'm not crossing that picket line.
So with
Did you know that
regards,
Google Images will give you a GIF? It's jumping at me.
So Max, if you look at the frog you're creating here, it has a saddle. I think it's designed for you somehow you seem to have designed something which allows you to ride it, and this may come in useful for you to potentially keep up, just in case you get tired.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess we'll climb on and go. I don't know. I've never done one of these.
So is it
Wait,
how
how
big
big's
is it?
the
Will it
saddle?
carry all of us?
It is the size of like a 3-story building. It is massive.
Oh,
It is like scary big.
I mean, how
When you
hungry
said
is
very
this frog?
mm.
It's like a minor kaiju sized frog.
And does this cog look a cog? Does this frog look like a frog, or does it look like a cog frog?
So it just looks like a frog, but it blends into the desert. It doesn't get the effect of the device that you guys have. It has its it's not affected by that because it
Right.
was created in this world. So
Right. So it looks like a frog that belongs to this world, but just massive.
kinda, yeah. It's a little familiar, but a little, I guess, remote as well. So
Okay.
Does it look legit to this world as an overlay or as its base?
it does not have an overlay. So it is literally, this is the frog, this is what it looks like to everybody. There's no, I guess, different look for it.
Right. Does the... I know, a million questions again, sorry. Does the frog look like it's going to run or hop as we are traversing? I think, does it move?
Roll a perception check.
Oh, great.
Or,
this went
yeah.
well last time, didn't it?
Okay, so you can see that it is huge, but its legs also look very strong. But you cannot tell if it will for sure jump or if it's just going to drag forward.
Okay. And one last question. Sorry, I've kind of stolen the mic, as it were. With the size of it, is there like enough seats for all of us? Is it, how are we to
Yeah.
saddle?
So this saddle looks more like those I guess I think they were like in the 60s, the kind of wraparound sofas that kind of made like a I guess crescent moon shape. It kind of looks like that, but it's a saddle and it's just strapped all the way around, and it looks like it could probably seat about 8 people.
Oh,
Is it similar to like Appa's saddle from?
Kinda, but a little more like, I guess it has that
Yeah.
shape so that you can't fall off the back, because it has that, I guess, sloped back that I guess frogs have. Not Max. Max doesn't have a sloped back. He's very upright, proper. He was a prince, so
more grung than
Okay. Well, then, shall we attempt to get on the back of this frog? Do you think this could be a faster way, considering we have, I'd estimate, about 4.9 miles to go until the city?
Yeah, we can give it a try. I haven't climbed in a while.
So he starts to like climb, and it looks like Spider-Man almost, as far as like the climbing the side with the hands out and everything. The frog has like a sticky kind of skin, so as you start to climb, like you can get a better grip without having to actually like grip with your hand strength.
Okay,
oh, that's good.
fantastic.
I always wanted to climb a 3-story frog. Let's go.
Do we have any difficulty climbing, or is it because it's sticky and whatnot? We're fine. Or is there any difficulty?
Just roll a dex check. It's a low one, but just in case anybody has a critical fail or anything.
Wait, did I
When-
do it?
Apparently
It says I rolled
apparently I
Dex 2
fly up
hours
there.
ago.
Yeah, Quinn basically grabs onto it and just does like a vault and is in the saddle. Like,
There we go.
Um,
Okay.
Surprised I rolled as high as I did.
yeah. So everybody gets up. Keithana has like basically just she takes a little bit longer than everybody else, but everybody gets into the saddle.
The basket of snacks.
and Max is just kind of looking around. He's like, "So, how does this work?"
Well, don't you have the ability to command these frogs, Max?
Yeah, I've never ridden them before. Hey, can you go? And it basically just massive jump. Like, I'm talking, probably like 100 meters forward. And like, you feel every like land, you just feel it like you just got jarred, and it just keeps going. It's like, hey guys, this isn't as enjoyable as I thought it was.
No,
It's
yeah,
it's sure fast though.
I would recommend everybody not speak unless you potentially wish to bite your own tongues off with each jar. So I don't have that
It's
problem.
interesting. I was gonna say it's interesting that Redeemer would think of that. Would have that consideration for our tongues.
Yeah, maybe a bit of whey bled into Redeemer there.
I'm imagining. Okay, did anyone see that Olsen Twins movie where they switch places?
It takes two.
I
Right.
thought it was that one. I wasn't positive, but the wrong twin is riding a horse, and she's just. And the dad is like, "Whatever
This is
happened to
the
equestrian lessons?" And she goes, "Are you asking me an equestrian?"
there's the sloppy Joe part. That's what I
Yes.
remember. Okay,
Just
then yeah.
Kirstie Alley.
So Max basically yells, Can you stop jumping? And it lands and stops.
It's like it's like all right, fine, I won't go anywhere.
It's like it's a netball player. Okay.
Okay, well maybe this was not a good idea. Can
Why don't you
frogs
say
run?
gently? Gently's a pretty good word, Max.
Gently go? And the frog just starts basically scooting forward, just, probably 2 kilometers an hour, just slowly going, but it's leaving like huge trenches behind it. There's just like this big just trench from where you're going.
Yeah, we're not getting very far like this, and we're making a bit of a mess. Okay, I guess
A
we're back to
little
walking.
conspicuous.
Are we back to walking? I don't really know how to handle this.
Unfortunately, I think yes. It might be good to keep this in mind as an opportunity when speed is of the essence, but I don't know that it is right now.
So I guess you all get down from the frog.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I mean, sure, if nobody wants to deal with it.
I mean, how big is the jarring impacting each one of you?
That's a good question. Pi,
I mean,
how bad is it?
I'm
So-
basing it on our dexterities. I'm not having a problem. Micah won't be bothered. If she's bothered, she'll fly.
Yeah, so the saddle is made in a way that it, I guess, cushions enough that you don't get hurt, but you do feel it's like being in a car when you go over a bump. It doesn't hurt you necessarily, but you do feel it, and you're like, oh man, that was a big bump. So,
Oh, that's fine then. Okay.
but obviously on a larger scale because it's a big frog. So
And considering how far this frog went, you're gonna have to do that about 60 times.
so are we getting out? We staying in? What do you guys want to do?
I will go with whatever the group want to do.
Let's keep writing.
Okay. I guess we keep riding.
I'm good with that.
So
Okay,
command the frog
what's
to go
up?
faster, I guess.
Can you go faster?
And so it just starts like almost like a rocket, just going even farther, faster. You each take 1d4 damage.
What's that for the whole journey?
1d4.
Yep.
Typical.
We've all rolled 3s.
Yeah.
Except
I don't
Quinn.
actually remember how to.
Wait, hang on. Oh, you rolled it for...
Oh, right.
I just
we
at
have
the
to
bottom
do-
of the Foundry one.
Yes. Kathana high fives Quinn. Neither of them knows why.
Oh, Quinn's just got a giant grin on his face. Like this is fun.
Oh no, they're high fiving because they both rolled a 2, but
Oh,
they don't.
right,
know
yeah.
that. That's
Fair
all.
enough.
Okay, I guess there's nothing else for us to do except do we see any other people or creatures as we're on our journey?
So you are like right outside the city. It took off like a massive jump.
Right.
So you see that there is some commotion going on inside the city. It's basically walled out, I guess, where you can't really see specifically what's going on. You just see some people running in like the from the arched openings where you would
Running?
enter.
Like, as in, did you say running? Sorry.
Yes, running.
Oh, okay. So there is actually something for them to get away from. That running like towards us, out from the city.
So they are running within the walls, but you can see them running past I guess the openings.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. No worries.
Does it look like they are preparing defenses on the walls, or does it just look like people are running around inside, not necessarily related to the giant frog that is coming towards their city?
It seems like nobody paid attention to the city scraper sized frog outside the walls. Joking, it's 3 stories high. It seems like there's something going on inside the city walls.
Okay. Sorry, that's kind of what I was trying to get at. Thank you, Quinn. You made that. You did that much better than I did. How's the Chrono Finder? Has it done anything? Oh.
It still shows basically like the, I guess, arrow pointing to where the Dragancaor is.
Wait,
Are we
hang on.
getting off
The
here, or-
Dragancaor pointy area is where the disturbance is, or
It's pointing to the city that you're outside of.
Are we gonna get off here, or are we going to wait and see if anybody comes out to us? There seems to be something going on inside.
I think walking up to, I'm assuming there's a gate or an archway that would be guarded or something along those lines, and seeing if anyone pays us any mind. It's a good idea. I'm not sure if taking the frog in with us is an option.
No, maybe best to get rid of the frog for now.
I mean, we can see if there's
Perhaps
somewhere
you
to
can
leave him
summon
out. Like, surely they could stable it.
I mean, maybe. Don't call me Shirley though.
So he's
like,
How
"Bro,
many times
I
can I
always,
hear that joke in a week?
I can always just try to bring it back, you know.
So he starts to try to play backwards to see if it'll undo the frog. It does not undo the frog.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So originally, he was able to undo
Hmm.
the frog, but not anymore.
Or is that only possible at Pocket Dimension Pi, or is it somewhere in here that is stopping us from undoing magic?
Didn't he start to undo the frog when
Yeah,
we...
he started
He
to
already
undo it
undid the
here.
frogs previously. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
here? Okay.
Yeah.
I am muddled, sorry.
Oh, you're alright.
Can someone add that to the apology jar?
Who said it?
Who apologized? Red.
Oh. It could have been anybody here.
All of you immediately get twitchy. What did we say?
So the one thing that you would have noticed, though, when he rewound the previous frogs, he was using a different guitar.
That's right.
So
Wait,
the
but
one
I-
that makes the... Okay, so we just need to find him a place to be looked after, like a stable. Are we at the gates here?
No,
Yeah,
he
you're-
still has. Does he not still have both of his guitars?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
but
got both,
you-
but he...
But the unraveling is done by the guitar that does it.
At
So
least
this
that's what we
guitar
assume.
only makes a mount. It doesn't make other frogs. So
Max, do you
Right.
know...
So can't he unplate backwards on this frog on this guitar that made this frog?
it didn't work. That's what he just tried. It didn't work.
Max, has this ever happened before, where you were unable to undo a frog? Or is
Um,
this something you've only recently learned?
I just recently started undoing frogs. This is I don't know. I've never made them this big.
Yeah. Okay. I assume the frog will still obey your commands, so perhaps we just need to put it somewhere off
he-
to the side.
He looks at the frog, goes,
Hide.
and you just see the frog start to, like, basically dig into the sand, and basically, like, put the sand over its back, and it's just this massive mound where it dug under, but clearly is too big to go that far in the ground.
How do you park a frog?
No,
Apparently
just
like that.
apparently. Right? Like, yeah.
he
Oh, man.
he picks up a stick and, like, tears off a piece of his I guess clothing, wraps it around the stick, and he puts it against it. He's like,
That way we don't forget it's right there.
I think we'll be okay. But yeah, okay.
So
No
I'm
problem.
gonna like pat the frog, and actually, I need to check something.
No, it's
with
pet the
edition.
bunny. It's a different thing.
No, I don't pet bunnies. I shoot them.
No, pat.
I don't
It's a
pat
children's
bunnies. I shoot them.
book.
I need to figure out a thing with 5th edition druids. I'm just trying to. Sorry, this is something I should already have looked up. It might be a spell. No, I don't have anything. I was going to try and talk to it, but I apparently don't know how to do that as a 5th edition druid, only as a 3.5, and the thing that I would have done is not in my rule set. So, my brain is just like, I am not overly aware of druids. None of my games have had them.
Wait,
And this is...
no, because the guy I played with yesterday can talk to all of the animals. You
Are they a
just
furbolg?
speak. No, he's a grung.
Okay.
He is a frog, and we call him Froggy. His name is Bleep.
well, Max is not a green. He does not have poison skin.
True. Thank God for that.
So Max is walking up to the guard post that's at the gate,
And he's like, there's not a giant frog there, guys.
and they turn around. And,
Is he a Jedi? He's like, there is not a giant frog here.
Bless you, Max. Bless
Nice.
you.
absolutely do not believe him as they've watched this entire thing unfold.
Max, can
That
we
was
talk?
amazing.
You giant idiot. You not very large idiot, in fact.
Max is absolutely fantastic, and I'm really, really glad we brought Max along.
I know, I'm so glad we adopted
Mhm.
this frog.
Yep.
This is the best decision.
The guards are just looking at him incredulously. One says, "If we didn't have more stuff going on, we'd come after you." And they both just kind of leave their post to go see what's going on in the city.
Well, speaking of what's going on in the city,
Yeah, I feel like we should have tried to question them on that.
Oh man, I should have asked them that instead of telling them that about the frog.
Mm.
How about we just investigate ourselves? Is it not a coincidence that we've arrived when there is something going on in the city, and the Chronofinder was directing us this way? Is that correct, Terrace?
sorry, ask me that again. I got half of the sentence.
No, it's fine. Was the Chronofinder directing us this way?
Yeah.
If so, it seems a coincidence that there is something going on in the city as we arrive.
I feel that is not a coincidence at all.
Yeah, there was something going
Exactly.
on in the other city the last time we arrived also.
Yeah.
That is my point.
There were several
Yeah,
somethings.
okay, so
in fact.
Redeemer, in that case you wanted to say it's not a coincidence.
I believe I phrased my question as, is it not a coincidence?
Maybe you
Either
did the
way.
Is it
first
not a
time, but I
coincidence?
Yeah, either way, let's just go and investigate.
Anyway. City time. Let's go.
Before we go, I pat the frog and I try to use animal handling to just ask it nicely to stay here, wait for us, and not eat anybody.
You
And
Is
that we
it
will
Toro?
bring
on
back
it.
food.
You put your hand on it. It basically vibrates, and you see just like sand just slide down. I guess kind of just how sand.
Is it
dunes
essentially
work, where-
purring?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We were
The,
purring frog.
Max turns around to see this, and the little flag that he put up falls over.
It's like, now we're never gonna know where he's at.
But like, there's this giant mound.
I think we'll be okay.
So I'm going to
Max.
assume that the frog knows what I was saying, and I'm going to join the rest of the party and use the Chronofinder to try and track down the Arc Rune Core. So I hold it up and I just whisper into it, "Where are we going? Show us where we're going."
And it basically just goes, "You are currently traveling north." And then it
You
spells
deserve
out
that one.
north. It's like North, north.
Of course it does.
Even if I weren't otherwise vehemently enjoying myself, I'd be here for the voices alone.
Mm.
We need just a reel of Pi doing all of these different voices as advertisement for PewDiePie.
Sure,
Right.
I will add that to my list. Somebody please write it down for me. Okay. Which way to the Arc Rune Core?
So it's still just pointing north. Like it looks like it's somewhere in the middle of the city. It doesn't show exactly where. It just points it in the direction.
Okay.
Okay, then I guess we investigate. Let's see if we can find someone who knows what's going on. And Redeemer will
Um,
just start walking
So you see, roll a perception check, Redeemer.
Okay.
Our rolls.
You see people. You know you're in a city. There's a commotion, but you can't quite tell what it is.
Apparently today it's a slow day for Redeemer.
We're pointing more towards you have like dust over like your optical sensors or something from the desert.
I was gonna say, have you noticed the frog, or being that perception is low?
So is the way it goes for me lately.
Is the north direction where the commotion is and the guards are heading?
Yes.
In that case,
from where you're at, it's basically directly north, where you can see everything going on.
Gonna stick the chronofinder in my pocket and just follow the guards at this point, because I have a gut feeling which I'm going to follow, which suggests that it's the same place anyway, and I may as well watch where I'm going.
Did you want to put did you want to put the chronofinder in your pocket or your new backpack?
The new backpack.
Okay. So as you go to put it, like you're reaching, like you're going to put it in a pocket, it basically just connects to the backpack and then just blends in. But you can still feel that it's there. It's just.
Ooh. Oh, I like this. Did you see that? That was really cool.
That was very cool.
You hear a click, and this, like, I guess the strap like tightens, and you can kind of see like an outline of the north thing just in your field of vision.
Ah!
That is incredibly cool.
UI heads up display.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Hi. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
So while Redeemer can't tell what's all going on, people are looking at him and screaming and running away, specifically from him.
From Redeemer.
Yes.
All right. While this is happening, Redeemer's trying to wipe sand or whatever that is apparently is obscuring their view.
Does anybody else want to take a jab at what might be going on?
Yep.
With a perception check. Okay.
That's yeah.
Oh.
Several. I've certainly noticed more than Redeemer.
You did good.
Not a high bar. Yeah.
I know nothing.
Is it windy and the ears are like flapping in front of the eyes or something?
It must be.
I need a gif of that.
So
Just now.
So Kithana can see these automatons that look much like Redeemer, that are attacking the populace and just throwing stuff around, causing just like breaking doors, just lots of damage. If people get close, they basically try to shove them, and so that's what you see.
Oh, go ahead.
Can you roll another perception check for me?
Yes.
Okay. You see a guard basically go to attack one, and you see the automaton flinches slightly before attacking him.
Interesting. Okay. Separately, the vibe I'm getting is like rebel uprising or prisoners that are rebelling or whatever. Anyway, I relay all that I have seen to the party and immediately start trying to think how I can disguise Redeemer so that he doesn't look like that. Can we get him a ghost sheet?
Well, what if I can't? You're not saying
What
this
if
out
they're
loud,
not
are
in the
you?
wrong?
Are you telling us this out loud, or are you not?
I told you everything that I saw, and you can see me like mumbling about how to disguise him. Like I'm looking for through my bag. Do I have like a hat?
What if instead of trying to disguise him, we just try and reset the badge? Get Redeemer to think of something else to look like.
Interesting. Hadn't thought about that. Okay.
Is that how it works?
There's one way to find out.
I was gonna say, so try thinking of what Redeemer would try to disguise himself as.
A person.
that's not Redeemer.
A humanoid who is not made of parts. Just try and look like Arthur or Lancelot.
A 6'10"
Shit,
Arthur.
yeah.
Yes.
You want me to look like a human who is 6'10"?
Yes. I mean, if you want to add a really good beard to it and add a New Zealand accent, it'll be fine.
Hey, you could always be a frog. That guy got to hide pretty well.
Yeah, maybe
I
that's
understand that humans are far inferior to your obviously superior form. I think our goal here is not causing fear and or chaos.
I mean, I look like a frog, but I don't think I'm scaring people. Human Redeemer.
I'm talking to Redeemer.
My question is not
getting you beat up. So maybe if you do look like a human, we could achieve some of those goals.
I mean, based on what you've explained, doesn't sound like the robots are losing.
No, but it does sound like they're getting attacked. And if we don't want to be attacked, that's a good way to not be attacked.
We could be attacked for being with a robot. We could be seen as being on the side of the robots. And I think we need more information before we do that.
What if the automatons are actually the good guys in all this and they've done nothing
if it
wrong?
turns out that's the case, we can switch tactics.
And we can all look like you guys. But until then, while we are walking out here, maybe let's not get attacked.
Hey, you could wear my sweet helmet. Well, I don't know. I really like it.
Right. Redeemer will attempt to think as if they were a 6'10" version of Arthur.
So like as you start to think of Arthur, it just starts almost like Animorphs, like changing and just like all jumbled, and then he basically looks like a 6'10" version of Arthur. But he sounds exactly the same as he did before.
Right.
That's fine.
Which makes sense. So I am now a giant human, or borderline giant human, because very few humans get anywhere close to 6'10".
Max wasn't paying attention when you were changing. He looks back. He's like, "Oh, Arthur, when did you get here? Where did you go?"
I'm not actually Arthur. Max, it's still myself, Redeemer.
Oh, oof, that's a creepy voice coming out. Okay, whatever, man.
Okay, well maybe I just don't speak. Let's
No.
You're
good, man. I like our conversations. We get to really meddle around with things.
Okay, well maybe I'll speak to you, Max, but we'll limit the conversations that I have with the local population.
He reaches out to like high five because that's something he found out from Clark at the Sabaro, and he's like,
"Oh, cool. Apparently they do this thing."
Okay, Redeemer will just awkwardly put their hand out.
So your hand looks like skin, but when you hit, it's like metal. It's like, ow!
Good job, guy.
Sorry, Max. It would appear I'm still made of metal, not fleshy.
It's fine. He's like slight tears coming out of his eyes.
Redeemer will reach out with their other hand and calmly just use lay on hands to try and soothe the pain. Yeah, just try to soothe the pain. So yeah, maybe I'll soothe the pain for 1 hit point. I think they took a little bit of damage anyway, so maybe that helps. So
they did. I think they took 3, the same as the rest of us, except for Quinn and Cathan.
Well, I only give 1. Too bad.
What does he heal for?
Just one hit point.
Okay,
that's all I'm doing. And come to think of it, actually, Redeemer will heal themselves for the 6 hit points they're missing as well. So, So yeah. Okay, well, I think given my new form and my speech do not match, perhaps one of you can lead the way and find out what's going on.
Yeah,
And I'll
okay.
just stand a little bit back and we'll decide what we're doing based on the response we get.
I'm gonna lead the way, I guess, seeing as I can.
Okay.
I feel like I've got like, is my overlay kind of like Aloy's?
So
Like, does
so
it
basically,
does it like if I look around, if I think about it, can I get outlines of people with information?
so you don't quite understand how it works. So when you do want to do a scan like that, you will need to roll perception with advantage.
Okay.
Just so
Advantage.
So
Okay.
instead of it just being like a passive thing that you can just do, you will have to do perception with advantage to scan it.
Nice.
Cue red rolling pairs of dice just constantly every time we glance towards someone.
So 23. I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out what's going on with the machines versus the peoples.
Okay. So you scan the I guess automaton that flinched. It shows a readout of like all of its specs and how much it weighs and the voltage that it has going on. It gets to the logic core and it just has question marks. And that's basically what you see for that.
Do we see any guards nearby?
Yeah, there's a guard directly in front of that one that's fighting it.
Okay, is there any guards that are not engaged in fighting?
They
Currently.
are all running to different areas where there are more automatons.
I want to grab the nearest guard who is not currently in melee with something, and I'm gonna
Okay.
grab its like wrist or like shirt tails or something. Given that I'm only littles, and I'm. Hey, sorry, excuse me. Hi, help.
We're kind of in a hurry here.
I know you're in a
what-
hurry, but we're
what-
trying to help you. So, where are the automatons based?
They're just out on the street. Normally,
No. What they're normally doing. Where are they from? Where are they made? What is their?
I don't understand the question.
And he starts to head that way to, I guess, continue helping.
Is there a barracks?
No, these aren't like weapons. I don't have time for this.
And he just keeps running.
Oh,
Are these the people that we're asking? This is like a descriptive request. It's not me asking, not Redeemer asking. Are they human? Sorry.
The guards?
Yeah.
No, they're satyrs.
They are
they're
satyrs,
like
okay.
so like
Cool.
half goat, half
Yeah.
well, yeah.
No problem. I was just
oh, that's
curious
actually a
if
question. Does
The fact that I'm now human looking. Carry on.
no, you asked the thing you're asking. Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted.
It was basically in relation, like, are there humans around? Is what I'm-
There you see like a few like the almost all of the guards are satyr. There's I guess like canals in the city where you'll see merfolk or sea folk basically swimming around and going about their business. But you see a very, I guess, sparse amount of other humans and elves and dragon
Right.
kin and stuff. So
Okay, no problem. It was mostly Redeemer thinking out loud on whether or not they should shapeshift to look. I say shapeshift, change their form to look like a local species. But if there's humanoids, then
That's what
they're
I
humans,
was
that's fine.
thinking.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
It didn't change our race. It only changed our clothing, right?
Yep. Right.
But we can change our species' appearance, like our physical appearance, should we want to.
Do we
Yeah, that's-
all appear like we could fit in? Like, do there seem to be, for example, other elves around?
Well, that's
So,
what Waken just asked. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yes.
so
Okay,
so
so there's a
just like Camelot, the reason why turtles weren't like a huge shock or anything like that, or goblins weren't shocking, part of the multiverse fracture that's happened has basically caused other races that wouldn't normally be in an area to basically be spread out into worlds that they normally wouldn't populate. So, and that's why
Interesting.
Redeemer didn't throw up any red flags for like Briv and Maxwell. They've encountered Warforged before, so.
But because I look like an automaton here, it's potentially a problem. Maybe I shouldn't even disguise myself. Maybe I should go back to my original look. But this, and Redeemer gestures to the thing on his chest. This made me look like made me look like one of these automatons.
I wonder if they wouldn't care. It's down to if all of the machines have gone funny and are acting off and dangerous, then I don't know that you being a different type of machine is going to make a difference to that. I think you need to look flesh so that they don't immediately freak out for this particular area. But I think that we've gained a really nice piece of potential for exploration and investigation so that we can blend in wherever we go. Given that we now know that we can change how we appear, not just how we are dressed, like, it could be really useful. You know, like when I turn into a bear sometimes, if we just flick that with changing our humanoid thing to get where we need to go with things, who knows what we could get away with. But I guess we'll find out next time, because it is that time where Pi has to go and be a dad, and those of us in Australia need to go to bed.
Yep.
I'm going to hit snooze on this ad so that I can control where we're going to raid. I'm not sure if the place that I had intended is live yet, though. So, I want to say some thank yous. Big thank you, and another Twitch shout out, please, for Miss Whitehead for the raid earlier. Thank you very much, sweetheart. I appreciate you, Cass. I don't know if you're still here or if you've gone to bed, but I do appreciate you, Karma, darling. Welcome in. But yeah, if anybody is wondering, Cass is a variety streamer in Western Australia. Lovely human who we have all the time in the world for. Let me just open a muted tab and also check the Discord to see if my moderators are being incredible, which they normally are. Okay. Nip. I shouldn't be surprised that there isn't a list because you're in here, the people that normally do the thing. Okay. Who's on? Who's on? We are going where I thought we were going. It is fine. So. Hang on, I am going to do a quick check. Just to make sure. Yeah, that's where we're going. Yes, Auto Ivan, darling, I know that we need to take a break, but we're not taking a break. We just lost the game, though. Thank you, Auto Ivan.
Not me, I won the game a long time ago.
So thank you everybody who has been here. Thank you for rolling alongside in chat. Thank you for all of the clips. Troy, what's your final count? I know that you've been absolutely on it tonight. I know that you have been absolutely on it tonight, sir. You are the MVP. Troy lost count.
Lost count. Oh, that's... Oh.
That's terrifying. To anybody who is wondering, we do have a Discord. You can exclamation Discord should you wish to have a link sent to you. Count will have to be updated in the Discord later. Yes. I'm intrigued. There's been like 4 gifts, which are all incredible. Cass, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, darling. But if we could have a whole bunch of mod love for the Paladins today,
And by the paladins, I mean this channel's moderators. You are incredible and amazing. I know several of you are in the game and also in the chat. It is a fabulous team of people we have here, and my god, I appreciate all of you. Okay.
Hashtag mod love.
Yep. Absolute. Well, exclamation mod love, because that will throw some emotes into the chat. But with that, we are going to go and raid Parathrago. Parathrago is in the Makers and Crafters. Is crocheting. They are a variety streamer.
Oh my god. 7 gifts.
7 gifts, that's incredible. But Para is one of our paladins. They are a lovely, lovely human who is always here for us here in this space. So we're going to go and take our love over that way today. We don't normally get to raid them because they finish before we do. But today, they've just gone live because they're having a late night stream. So we're going to go take the party over there. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you greatly, greatly, greatly. I'm going to go to our end screen and we will see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye. I am a very, very silly dragon who forgot to tell you Maples and Dragons have Jasper's Game Week Australia edition. So please do come along from the 15th to the 20th. I will be in 2 games, one on the 16th and one on the 19th, one in Teens in Space and one in D&D 5th edition. Please do come along. It's raising money for a great charity and we love and appreciate you. But on that note, we really are going. I will put some links in chat and on Twitter. Love you guys. Good night.